Ooh, testing. Okay, cool. Here we go. Yeah, okay, audio's up. Audio's good. El Gato is working. Alright, nice. We're in. I don't know why my mic's down, actually. There we go. Hey, White Despair! Hey, Matthew Dick! Oh, sorry, Matt. Like, I think White Despair got ahead of ya. Hey, guys. Someone else is here. Ah, yeah, okay. One near. That is Death Ray. Okay. All right, cool. And yeah, White Despair. I'm alright. I'm tired. I'm beat up, but otherwise I'm alright. How are you guys? I couldn't be here yesterday because life stuff happened, so I had to take care of that. But here we are today. I'm loading up all the Hero Academia stuff as well. Give me a quick little second here. Hey, John. Just give me the quick second. Let me load up everything. It's gonna be one of those nights. It's gonna be one of the fun nights. Guys, I'm sad because like I was gonna come up with theory videos about what I thought could happen at the end of this chapter. I just don't have time, man. Like I scripted one out and it's just time just evaporates, man. It evaporates and it goes away. So it's unfortunate. I thought I had a lot of cool ideas, but would have been cool for videos. But maybe I can try better this week. And hey, Animamus, just saw you there. Digimon news. I haven't seen any of the news sites, but I assume you put them on the on Discord. But what Digimon news got you excited? Oh, Twitter SJ. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. So guys, for those that don't know, like I'm not into this kind of stuff. It was a convention and like the voice staff did like a PSA about cancel culture or something. I don't know. I gotta look into it because it's just like to me it's like a little bit cringe because it's like Japanese people talking about cancel culture and it's Japan, the country where when one person does bad, the entire outfit has to pay up. So, you know, it's like it hits in a way that I don't really care because I know it's Japan and I know that these people as a people are 100% about if one person did bad, everyone gets drowned. You guys know what I mean. I mean, we see it all the time. Anyway, yeah, no, I saw like I heard about the whole Twitter thing. It's like, it's dumb all around. Like, just let them do whatever they want. Ah, hey, Skell. Ah, yes, Jason. I saw it and I thought, opportunity. Let's talk about it. And again, when I was making it, I thought of you guys because we always make jokes about reading comprehension, but like this time around, definitely reading comprehension went out the window. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm not on Discord yet. So this week we should be doing 322, right? I don't think there was a break last week, but so this week is no break, but next week there's gonna be a break because of like whatever holiday or whatever. It's a double issue, so we'll have to live with that. Let me just see the release schedule just to make sure. I'm pretty sure like the One Piece spoilers are already out, so ideally this thing comes August 9th. We're on August 4th. Okay, yeah, then it's definitely going to be coming out. Okay, cool. So we do have spoilers coming out today. Excellent. And then let me just load up. Oh, 125,000 tweets. Wow. The Cancel Nation, wrong. They're very big fans of the shooting the crims upwards in business. So people are thinking Deku's gonna kill Mineta. I think my brain just committed suicide. I hope not. Beast War's Megatron is brown nose in Netflix series and is not my Beast War Megatron. Oh, okay. Hey, Sarge. It was cringe. I'm pretty confused about how Japan works, though. They say all but they like, then they want to protect free speech and creative liberties. I don't know. Like, I think they probably do deserve more of a look at their, socio-political situation. And I think there's probably also value in looking at what's going on, like, in their internet subcultures, and also maybe looking at, like, generational divides. But overall, Japan is still very collectivist when it comes to these kind of things. It's just like the things that Japan decides to cancel are, well, not, I can't even call it cancel. The things that Japan decides to publicly shame are kind of different in general. I mean, like, the big example of recent time is that one band that did the ending song for Juju Kai. Like, their one guy got caught in embezzlement or something like that, and then, like, the whole band got punished and their song got removed. Like, another example is, like, a guy got caught with cocaine, and then a game that he was involved in got pulled off the shelves and all that kind of stuff, right? And I guess, like, Act Age, technically, like, the poor illustrator got that series. Well, that series got canceled, but I think that was a different situation. But overall, yeah, it's weird. It's weird. It probably deserves more reading, but I think also to some degree Japan probably there is probably some issues that people don't really care about unless it gets a lot of media attention. I remember the one time that Oda also, oh, weirdly patriotic as well. Oda made a joke about the one Japanese guy that was fighting in the jungle thinking that the war was still going on. And he made a joke about that offhand. He had to apologize in one of the One Piece volumes for making the offhand joke. And it's like, right? You can kind of, they got weird trigger lines for sure. Yeah, it's just like pretty much don't do any legit crimes. Don't make fun of war heroes, or like don't make fun of the nationalism or something. And like distance yourself from anyone that's a criminal, I guess. I initially thought it was a poor choice of words on the translator part. Then I heard it was pretty much a one-to-one translation. I knew people were gonna take it the wrong way. Yeah, no, man. It's nice that you bring that up, Jason, because like when I was reading it in the first fan translator, the fan translator had written it out that yeah, no, this is the romantic variation of the word, but it's like it does require context to be able to make like in my mind. I'm just thinking, yeah, Mineta's not into Izuku, flat out. But we do know that Mineta thinks Izuku's the coolest. We do know Izuku's inspired Mineta. It made sense to me, all things considered. But it is unfortunate that people had to react the way they did. I don't know. It doesn't help that a good chunk of Twitter is also like a teenage crowd. Yeah, One Piece is starting to hold giant battle. Yep, just didn't expect it to blow up that much. I think most knew that wasn't what was happening. Just wanted the clicks. Twitter's the worst thing I ever created. My only thought when I saw people react to Mineta dialogue, did you guys not see season 3 episode 1? Why are they suddenly freaking out over something like this now? No, probably not. Japan probably thinks Western cancel culture is amateurish. Yeah, 100%, man. Like taking down an entire band for like financial crimes. Yeah, man. And like, look, honestly, people always talk about censorship, but let's face it, Japan's always been very censor heavy. Like we see this in all of our anime. Like anything with ecchi, we know that they're censor heavy. Like Japan is relatively appropriate for ages when it comes to censoring stuff. Mind you, like intellectually, some of the subject material might be a little bit skewing towards older audiences, but Japan, almost everything they put out is censored in some way. Like you guys know as manga fans, going from a manga to an anime, you know that they are sometimes gonna bring things down dependent on like the time slot. If it's for kids, they're gonna take away some of the violence. We also know that Japan is very sensitive to violence as opposed to the US, which is very sensitive to sexual content. And then we also know when it comes to violence, like Terraformars, like they will heavily censor any particular kind of show once the depictions are a little bit too graphic. Japan Japan is the kind of country that made censorship normal. they made it expected. Like we all go into harems or like ecchi shows expecting to see a lot of different blur filters, expecting to see a lot of creative uses of censoring some kind of sensitive scene. And like this is just normal for Japan in general. They didn't want to protect. It's very hard to get any media in Japan to criticize the government. Oh, okay. Thank God we have Skelly here to give like the extra little bit. At any rate, Twitter's going an AI will develop and try to take over, like what happened in MGS2. Japan probably thinks West. Okay, got that. There's plenty of restrictions created. It's just that their views are different to the West. Agreed. Canada, U.S., Mexico. Look at the first letters of those countries. Common. Hey Viz, some say that there's still World War II fighting the good fight to this very day. Oh my god, Mark. But yeah, new Digimon Weaver Davis and Vmon meet the first person to have partnered with Digimon. Their Digimon's gone, so probably a sequel to Last Evolution Kizuna. Oh, nice. Oh, Davis. Nice, nice, nice. Another words, the Patriot system will come online. Like then the new anime is the Digimon Ghost game. New Digivice V is the Vital Bracelet toy. Wonder if the anime will be inspired by the toy. Also, isn't exclusively Digimon anymore. They added Ultraman and Kamen Rider. Oh, okay. Do you think Zoro is aware of his Conqueror's hockey? Are you like saying that in... No, well, Kaido pretty much forced his hand, right? Like Kaido said it out loud, so he should be aware of it eventually. My current theory is that the chapter starts with Izuku and Ida falling out of the sky only to be saved by Uraraka as a callback to how she saved Izuku during the entrance exam. That would be cool. That would be so cool. I'm 100% in. There's also stuff that is cut in the anime that have me scratching my head. Vance, wait till that isekai hair. Oh, okay. Let's see what anime. I'm sad. It seems that there's a sketch on the that looks like Ida holding crying Izuku's hand with Class A around him. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, there was a recent anime that had some hair. In the manga, a character walked out with dead bodies on both sides. In the anime, the hallway was literally empty and clean. Oh, yeah. I mean, par for the course, right? It's just I find it funny sometimes when U.S. commentary YouTube gets upset about censorship when there's like a Japanese property moving into like an American property, and it's just people don't understand, man. Like Japan does this all the time. It's not like Japan is like the bastion of freedom here. They just have like they're just like I think in Japan in a lot of the respects is just a lot more regulated, and the regulations just become normal. You can kind of look at this this is different, but if you look at gacha as well, like the gacha games that we have now, we have to thank Japan for making it so that those companies are actually they can't lie to us, because Japan has pachinko laws which ultimately went towards gacha gaming, and they're the reason that, you know, like Fire Emblem Heroes and most other Japanese-based gacha games have to tell you percentages. If they don't tell you the percentages, they're breaking the law, because people need to know what odds they're getting into. That's not the Americans that push that system. That's not why that's a staple. It's because Japan did that. Which again, appreciate it. They're just a very regulated country. I think if you were to say that, you'd probably we'd all agree on that point. I bet the chapter starts with Izuku and Ida falling, but unlike why I don't think Uraraka is gonna say that. I think back with something catches him. Okay. If not Uraraka, I feel someone else definitely needs to happen to save Izuku and Ida, since going off last round, Izuku is no longer using float and is thus hurling towards the pavement. Oh, yes, fair enough. Okay, they're done with all the planning in slime, and next episode seems to be the beginning of fights. Oh, finally. What's your opinion on ketchup? I love ketchup. Yo, White, what if they actually just time skip? What if we just come into the chapter and we're just at a completely different scene? Like, I'm talking the same level of energy that we had when we went from the explosion to a warehouse. Oh, that'd be funny. That'd be really funny. I'm expecting that now. Oh, but yeah. Guys, okay, so, you know, talking about the whole situation with those next couple of episodes, guys, are we believing the 4chan spoilers about the whole Bakugo family filler episode, or do we think that was just spoilers? Because, recap, last week 4chan had the spoilers early, and they also did mention that it was going to be the Kurogiri episode next. I mean, that might have been a safe bet, but in a world where we don't know where Hero Academia or My Villain Academia is going to pop up, actually, My Villain Academia definitely going to be the last episode. Definitely. A Villain Academia arc episode will be in the last episode of the series. But anyway, yeah, man, like, what are we thinking about 4chan? Do we think 4chan might actually be right and we're getting a Bakugo filler episode? Hey, if someone has information to the contrary, please let me know, because I've been looking, but I can't find it. Do 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 do. Okay, I don't see any Hero Academia leaks so far, guys, on 4chan. Yep, no, don't see anything there. There's one Hero Academia post that I'm currently digging through. Let's see. Oh god, that's a lot. Hopefully a spoiler thread will come out soon, because there's a lot of stuff on this one 4chan thread. One second, guys. I'm just doing a quick read through. Yeah, I don't think there's any leak threads for Hero Academia just yet. Oh, wait. Wait. What? Hold on, guys. I think I found something. Let me run it through the translator. It's weird, though. And I think it's too early for it. Actually, no. This is around the same time that we got it last time. 1 second. I'm just doing a quick check to see if there's anything else. I don't think this is it. But 1 second. I don't think this is real, because I think I've seen a variation of this before. But I'll just let you know what it's saying. So the one I think I don't think this is it. I think that's just a troll. But so the one 4chan spoiler is saying number 322, the big bombing killing god dynamite. So a Bakugo chapter, and then there's little things in here like Kirishima realized that the junior high student in the sludge case was Izuku. Bakugo apologizes to Izuku. Number 13's face is revealed, and I think if there's a color page, I believe it's fireworks. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's a pretty eclectic bunch of stuff. Okay, let me read this real quick. I see no reason for the Bakugo stuff, really. They are 25 this year. I think that I look... Okay, cool. Thank you, Chris. Used to really be into slime, but My Hero Academia dragging out My Villain Academia has made me really annoyed at not starting to work ASAP. Been skipping the episodes, way too much talking. Yeah, this is an unfortunate thing for slime. And also probably, like, this is probably where them moving things around in slime isn't helping them. Because I think in the original novel, things happened at a pace where you had talks, then you had something exciting, then you had talk. It was always broken up, right? I think them doing this probably is biting them in the butt. But, you know, at the same time, it's also saving them money. But yeah, it has been a lot of talking. Trip, thoughts on how they did the Digivolution for Hercules? Also, thought on Vikemon showing up next episode. Excited for Vikemon, and I like that they were kind of recalling Izzy's little adventure here in Digimon Adventure. I personally would have liked more between Izzy and Tentamon, more of a little bit of a connection. But overall, I was very happy. I'm sad also that it didn't get the same kind of animation as the Tai and the Ogremon reincarnation episode did, but you know, it's a budget show anyway. Trip, okay, I got that. Is the tower building story Wonho was talking about? Can't pronounce all of that. Given it's 22 chapters, so I hope we are done with filler. You know what, the Baku episode does not sound that bad. I mean, Mitsuki will show up, right? Well, yeah, she would. If 4chan is correct, then I'll laugh so hard if we were talking about how pathetic it was that the girls are considered worthless and only used for fan service to have 4chan talk about an upcoming beach episode with the boys later that very evening. Only One Piece and Jujutsu Kai spoilers today. Hey. Oh, yeah, I think I've already answered Miguel, but I'm alright. Also, Jujutsu Kai. That guy that showed up in Jujutsu Kai, I did not expect that to be his design. Bakugo family filler after Kurogiri would be really, really terrible timing and pacing. The season 5 is already so weird. Yep, I agree. As of recent, I'm dropping Jujutsu Kai. Oh, why is that? Death Ray? I wonder if we'll get Izuku versus Bakugo Part 3 fight anytime soon. Maybe after All Might dies. You know, I think if we're getting a proper Izuku versus Bakugo, I really think that's at the end of the series. 13 seems random. Agreed. Unless 13 is the traitor. Because I remember I made a joke, like if 13 survives Shigaraki, 13's the traitor. I remember making that joke, and that would be really funny if that's what happened. Ever heard of DeadTube? Yes, I know DeadTube. The pace is the same as in the manga. I just don't like Jujutsu Kai. I don't have any connection to the characters, and the pacing isn't good. The whole story feels so synthetic. 5 straight chapters of just talking. Yeah, Slime Space is ironically the same as the slime. Is there a possibility of it getting an adaptation? I'm not too sure for DeadTube, because DeadTube's too cynical, and I'm not sure. There's a few manga that are just debauchery and scumbaggery, and I'm just not sure. I feel like the Bakugo episode stuff shouldn't be a main episode, but rather an OVA after season. When you go to a school with somebody, you realize they're no speed, but imagine an Izzy episode without Tai stealing attention. I would love that. Imagine Joe episode isn't key. I'm excited for Olegmon appearing in the next episode. I hope this one cares about friendship like the previous one in Cross Wars. Okay. Does anyone know? No, yeah, PBO. I do know that one. Would anyone really care if 13 was a traitor, though? I would not. I mean, I would appreciate it in terms of having something to talk about, because I could talk about, like, okay, you know, the reaction to the traitor. What was Horikoshi thinking? Did he even have any good ideas going into this? Did it take too long to reveal the traitor? Is that what took away the energy? Did he screw up not including 13 in the manga more? Honestly, for me, if 13 turns out to be the traitor, 100% I would make fun of the manga, because at that point I could definitely I could come up with many hypotheses on why Horikoshi did it, and why ultimately it means he was not a very good writer for this regard, which I would love to do, but again, we'll have to see. That 4chan spoiler, though, if I was to give it a percentage of it being correct, I'd say it's like a 2% chance, just because it seems so random. Yeah, Jason, I was really, like, at least Brazilian, because that's for some reason Japan likes drawing Brazilian people. And it also, you know what didn't help? It's not just the hairstyle, Jason. It was the way that he was shown in the panel. Like, he was shaded in, right? Because they darkened the panel when he was first introduced. If DeadTube gets, they're going to help you censor it. Yeah, it's not going to be DeadTube. I just remembered a small theory that popped into my head. Yeah, it's mostly a joke theory, but I might as well say it just in case it happens to be right by some miracle. Yes, please. Ida being a traitor will be fun if he doesn't know he's a traitor, like brainwashing. Oh yeah, Chris, that would be very funny. Watch 13 be a traitor, and then she changes outfits. We get to see her face more. The theory I thought of came to mind when I was considering Kirishima's lack of direct involvement in the Izuku fight, and I thought, what if Horikoshi became a traitor? I can't wait to hear this. Now, I do think it's funny that Kirishima, Aoyama, and Hagakure were the 3 that weren't there. Because Kirishima also had a traitor theory about him like a while ago. When I say a while ago, I mean years and years ago, based on his name. It is legitimately interesting that those three of all people were kept away, because Toru is a big traitor candidate, as we know. Aoyama is another gigantic traitor candidate. It's interesting. Mind you, I hope that none of those three are traitors. I'm very in love with the idea of Nejire being traitor, Shoji being the traitor, Mei being the traitor, or Black... Oh, not Black Knight. Midnight being the traitor. Sorry, I was thinking about Fire Emblem there for a second. Now that the Great J anime finally out, what's everyone's take on it? Oh, is that the one with the demon thingamajig? Like the girl? I haven't seen it yet. Is it good? I haven't been able to watch anime this week. It's been busy. I've been doing stuff. Alright, let's see. 13 days to Shigaraki, the Cane Wave would have surprised me. Pixie Bob was the only one I thought I had questions on if she's capable enough. Well, the thing with 13 was that 13 stayed behind to suck up decay. And I don't fully understand how that works when decay spreads like a virus. Yeah, no, man, like... I just remember the joke that I made being, if 13 survives this as a traitor, there's just no other way to explain this. There's no other way 13 can survive being a hero at this moment in time. And it's always so funny because people say 13 is just a black hole in a suit, and it's like, no, 13's not. 13 can go out to the bar with her friends and have alcohol with All Might in them. Nah, man, it's funny. It's funny. Oh, Jason, by the way, did you like the Mineta video? Like, it was a quick overview video because it was just kind of fun to talk about it, and just give the extra word out to anyone who doesn't follow Twitter. But like, was it all right? Fun time? A nice waste of time? It's a time waster video, but it was just, again, so interesting. Danger Sense doesn't reveal it to the fans. After all, Toru is absent for fight. Mostly just something I thought of when I was thinking about how many fans theorized Danger Sense would reveal a traitor, only to have Danger Sense not go off at all, which, while it doesn't prove anyone's, it does certainly make it less likely that they're the traitor, with the three who are not taking part being exempt from this. Yes. No, I getcha, I getcha. I just don't think Danger Sense would reveal the traitor, man. Like, I think that's a little... I think if the traitor's doing something traitorous at the moment, I think it reveals the traitor. But I just don't think Danger Sense is going to reveal the traitor, unless it's like the critical moment. But I don't think it's going to be casual. I think, like, if it reveals the traitor has to be doing something that's dangerous. The Mineta video was... Oh, thanks, Chris. Man, the amount of people saying Mineta is bi because of that line is hilarious. Yes, the Mineta really shows how little these people actually read. I pull Pala and Brave Celica. I'm saying the rest of my... Oh, nice, nice, John. Wait, what's your opinion on the Deku as a traitor theory? This is my favorite theory. Oh, no, I think that one's a good one, too. I like the idea of Deku being an unknowing participant in being the traitor. I think that's a great idea. I think it works. I think, given everything we know in Hero Academia, if the author did that one, I can defend it. That's all that I really care about. I want to be able to defend it well enough. And like the Izuku theory is a nice, defendable one that's actually pretty cool. So I have no problems if he wants to go down that route. Like, again, for me, I can defend a few of them. I can defend Nejire. I can defend Shoji. I can defend Mei. I can't defend 13 well enough because that's just a joke. And Midnight, I can defend it, but I think I need to pull out so many things out of my ass, right, to try and justify why Midnight would be a traitor. Because that one requires, like, so much work to actually be able to work. Just because you have to start bringing in so much new information. But yeah, no, the other ones are easier to justify for me. At the end of the day, like, again, with the traitor theory is just, for me, a giant experiment. I really want to see where it comes out to. And I really just want to have fun talking about it and analyzing it. Because I think that one's going to be really neat to talk about. I think it's going to be a nice little case study. And then after that, we can play the comparison game about, you know, traitors in One Piece versus Jujutsu versus Hero Academia. One second. I'm just checking my stuff again. So nothing there. Let's check 4chan. See if there's any new hero stuff. Nah, nothing. Nope. Okay, cool. Let's see. The amount. Okay, got that. Let's see. To be honest, the traitor should be the most least suspecting hero with the most reasonable betrayal. I think if it's not Izuku, there are multiple traitors. I think that'd be a nice way to like turn that around as well. The ultimate 4D chess move. You cannot say you're against it because you're phobic, but you cannot agree with it because it's Mineta. Oh, that's hilarious. Shoujin X seems like Suishida's take on hero shonen trend that's been going around. Oh, yeah, I haven't read too much of Shoujin X yet. I feel bad. Wait, there's only like 3 chapters, right? I feel bad for Tomoe. What I'm trying to say is I don't read it deeply enough. I feel bad for Tomoe and Mio in Moonlit fans. Makoto sees Tomoe as a guy instead of a strong female ally is sad. Also, Mio is trying her best, but Makoto just doesn't look her way in a sense. Yeah, no, Makoto's a prick. That's just it. Like, the kid's a prick. He's just the biggest prick in the world. Also, in my journeys through the internet, I've observed many hilarious opinions and horrible theories. Excellent, White. Excellent. Random, that is, okay, let's see. 13 was in her suit with the cracked mask, and we see part of her face. We don't see much, but enough to see she's cute. She's human. Yes, she is human. Yeah, and Realist Hero is doing a 1-volume adaptation, I think. One of the changes over time with the waifus. One theory, yeah, but Gohan, I appreciate that it changes over time, but the amount of bad faith that you're going to incur from just how bad Makoto is at the beginning, I mean, that's the kind of thing that makes people drop a novel altogether. Like, again, the Gohan, and we've talked about this before, but some people aren't going to sit through a portion of time that they don't like just to get to a good part, right? Like, that's just not how people work. Especially when people have limited time, they're probably going to drop a series and move somewhere else. That said, Gohan, I would love to know how he changes. Please tell me. One theory that, while admittedly isn't completely impossible, is certainly an odd one, was that the reason that Izuku seems to be falling at the end of chapters because he's been paralyzed due to Stain's quirk. Okay, that's odd. I can understand Mineta becoming Baijo because he has been traumatized by Mount Lady and Mina with the machine. He's now afraid of women. That's funny. What do you think is going on with Izuku in the last panel of chapter 321? I really just hope it's Izuku just having a little moment where he falters. Mind you, remember, don't trust Hero Academia cliffhangers. It's just this one's a little bit different, which makes me want to trust it, but remember, don't trust Hero Academia cliffhangers. People believe Stain will kill All Might. Let's see. It doesn't really look like Deku would escape his friends, but will begrudgingly work with them. Jason said, the video was fine. I'm surprised you didn't consider it was going to be an issue from the spoiler video. Yeah, no, I didn't. I really didn't. I didn't care. I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. Like, I thought everyone was going to understand, like, oh, yeah, he's being dramatic. I thought that was the regular read, but I was proven wrong. And, yeah. Do you want me to play up the drama? I mean, like, it's because when I made the video, I was imagining talking to you guys. And if we're talking, we're going to make a couple of jokes and then move on. And then maybe White Despair gives us, like, a nice little trivia bit. And we can make a few more jokes. But, yeah. I'm glad that it was fine for you, Jason. And again, like, the thing I want to be careful with too is that Twitter is full of kids, and I don't want to disparage children, because children not having reading comprehension, that's how that works, especially with current education systems in first world countries. Yeah, I don't want to be too mean. And it's also different when you know how Twitter works, right? Like, we all understand the dynamics of Twitter. We all know what Twitter inspires. We all know Twitter is not, like, the best vehicle for talking about things. Like, Twitter is just a giant hype machine that goes towards one particular direction. It's just, it feels a little bit disingenuous to make fun of something that you understand why it's occurring. One post that made me go seriously was one where the person stated they thought Ida was being set up to die because it's weird that he was suddenly getting so much focus. What on earth are they talking about that's so much focus? He's on 2 pages. 2 freaking pages. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's people's, like, death flag senses going up, right? 5,000. The last 3 have been dropped back to back. Oh, okay. Hey, Joe, Ocean's made a video talking about the Ida moment. I'd like to see your thoughts on it. It's pretty short at 8 minutes long. Oh! Wonderful. 8 minutes I can do. I can do 8 minutes. Yeah, okay, Viz, give me a second. What on earth? Okay, let's see. Have you seen the Mina is a traitor theory? It's bad. No, I haven't seen that one. Has the traitor been a thing since season 1? Yep, they have been. I don't consider the beginning to be bad early in the story. Oh, that's fair enough, Gohan. But you're a very kind person when it comes to the harems. Like, I don't like Makoto. I like him in the first little bit, but then I don't like him, like, after he's in the world. Like, Makoto is just... He's the kind of person that complains, but at the same time, I don't think he puts in enough effort. Like, one big problem is that I don't like his little cringe mode where he gets kind of angry. I don't like it. I think it could have been executed better. And that's just the beginning of where I just heavily dislike him. Trip, please redeem your stuff in Genshin. Seeing all those notification things on your map is killing me. Oh, yeah, okay, sure. Well, he does get a lot stronger and smart. He's not exactly a battle maniac MC. See, my YouTube feed filled people why I'm not Starfire. People just wait the series fall, just like Lame Lobo and U52 era. Yeah, I mean, but then, again, it's like YouTube algorithm. Honestly, like when I saw I'm not Starfire, I'm just thinking like this is for an audience that isn't me, but the audience still probably exists, right? That's just the reality of market economics. Just let the woman write for her audience and, you know, make jokes about it too, because might as well. But because I legitimately don't think anyone wants to read about a person being a terrible person. And from the reviews I have read for I'm Not Starfire, that girl is cranky and... Like, do you want to read about a moody teenager being moody and being mean to, like, their actually nice mom? No, I really legitimately don't. Heck, when isekai MCs are talking too much about their own problems and about how strong they are and how privileged they are, it's like... All right, I don't care. I hate you. I don't want to listen to you anymore, stupid isekai cheat magician. You're not even a cheat. The cheats that season were all in the mom Sakai shirt or like the MILF Sakai. No, that's like okay. So Speed said that's like trying to watch Evangelion knowing you have to deal with Shinji as a main character. Oh, in my eyes, the teacher that is most likely to be a traitor is Mike. Yeah, I really hope not common because I think that's like I think that's too easy, you know. Let's see. That's fine, go. But does his relationship to Tomo improve with the slightest? Yeah, no, I'm actually... I want to know this too, Gohan, so please tell me. Does it get better? Oh, hey, Tai. When you were ragging Kirishima not being used, in his defense, Kirishima's combat style is more passive. He needs to be receiving hits, and Izuku was not willing to hit them, except for Mineta. Well, no, see how you do that? You say, except for Mineta. And I think the moment was last straw was used to show the irony of Izuku trying to get away with his friends, trying to protect them, but ironically, he hurted them. No, okay, that's a good one. But, see, you're playing exceptions, right? Why can't we say, except for Kirishima? Why can't we do that? Again, my point is, the author can be creative if he wants to be creative. And again, you know, Miguel, like, I drove this into the video multiple times, but if Kirishima gets his point later on in the story, I don't care anymore, right? I just want Kirishima to get to say his piece, but that conversation is specifically there for the contingency that Horikoshi never follows up on this, because that's what we want to avoid at 100%. We want to avoid that 100%. But with when I read that, Miguel, I just see that as a lot of excuses. It's just entirely excuses, and the fact that you went in and you make the exception for Mineta. Why does he not get to have an exception for why Izuku would hit him? Again, the author could come up with any situation he wants if he needs them to talk. But again, right? It's more likely they're going to get something later because a lot of people are kind of set up for it. So fingers crossed something happens there. Heck, you know, like if Izuku gets attacked in 322 and and Kirishima shows up and he takes the hits for Izuku, and gives his piece while the other people evacuate Izuku, then fine, great, 100%, I'm happy with that. Suddenly, everything makes sense why he went about things the way he did with Kirishima. Like, if you think about it, Toru could also help in an escape situation where there's an ambush, and again, they have to pull Izuku out, right? Because Toru can distract someone. So, again, the Kirishima criticisms are entirely there for like a discussion point and also for the contingency that the author doesn't cover this, which again is a very small percentage, but it's a fun discussion point. Hodi's a master at false test flags. Everyone's just freaking out over Mineta supposed to be gay or bi. Do thought I am just here remembering season 3 where Mineta was lusting over all the shirtless boys of class 1A. Even though My Hero Academia and the rest of Jump is supposed to be for kids in Japan, it's for an older demographic here, and you'd think they'd have sufficient reading comprehension. I think people are just purposely being ignorant to fill the gay shipping needs. Yeah, well, we know like how that particular fandom twists things. I think people are just, let's see, Shinji's super annoying. The most likely class 1A students to die is Ida. He's a character that's big but not too big. I don't want that. You didn't do the video like you were talking to us though. You did the video like what? Oh, okay. That's interesting. Oh, that's fair. I mean, when I have you guys, I can kind of like go a little bit more funny. Oh, you know what? Also, I don't like doing long videos, Jason. I think that played into it because I don't want to waste too many people's time. There was one time I made like a small video about just like a writing thing that Horikoshi had done with Shoji at one point. And people, like, the first comments I got were like, why did you make a video about this? And it's like, I thought it was a cool topic. So that's why I try and go through my videos quickly. If you, I don't know, if you guys watch some of my other videos, sometimes I do, I just tell you the answer at the beginning of the video, and then I go into the explanations afterward, and that's just because I got, like, really bad trauma after reading those comments from early on. But, yeah, Jason, in my mind, I thought, like, that would, yeah. Man, that's a blind spot for me, man. I don't know what series it's gonna say. I hear Harry Makoto, and I'm having traumatized memories of school days. Let's see. One near let's see. I think Mina would die because she's the only one without a proper hero name, and Shinzo will replace her. I don't like to assume, but I think she's going to be used for Kirishima's development. Poison, I see why you're scared there because Mina's a weird case where she starts doing more after Kirishima's flashback, which is stupid. Another character's flashback should not inform why a person is behaving a certain way when she hasn't been behaving that way before the flashback. But that's just Horikoshi's, like, that's one of, like, actually a negative point on Horikoshi on that one. But for right now, Mina might have a little bit more work to do with Higantomakia. I hope she doesn't die for Kirishima's sake. Why people think Kirishima is a traitor? Common, there was like some issue with Kirishima's name. Do you remember that episode where Mineta and Kamina were hoping to see the girls but they were in full bodysuits? Mineta then looked at the boys in swimsuits. I used to have issues with Shinji when I was younger, but being realistic and all about psychology, Shinji's a pretty well-written character. People obsessed with teenagers being badass murderers. I do feel a little bit weird about teenagers being badass murderers, right? Because like whenever I see the kids being weaponized, it's like, man, this is actually kind of critical. But yeah, you gotta remember too, Evangelion was written when a guy was going through depression, so he probably has like a pretty good handle on those kind of emotional situations. I lost track of Tsukimichi. I think partway he was in Demon Wars or something like that. Oh, okay, cool. The audience is way smaller than DC's willing to admit. Also, she is being shitty to Starfire Pup is the kind of person ever. I think in the moment Izuku was so desperate, so he hit him as a last resort thing. It was not something he had planned to do. Killing a character requires the audience to know about them, their dreams, hardships, and them anymore. They also need their deaths to be emotional and a bit realistic. Yeah, it kind of depends on the series too, because like sometimes you can make a death work for something else. But if you like for the ones that you want to be invested, yeah, no, it does require you know about them because people aren't gonna care for a random, right? Let's see. Looks like Fire Force might be wrapping up things with all these doppelganger battles. Well, yes, I saw the recent one. That was really nice. When Kirishima said that he had stuff to say and started running off with Toru... Wait. When Kirishima said that he had stuff to say and started running off with Toru and Ayama, that he was running in the direction of Izuku and the heavy hitters chased him off in. I took it as saying that despite how little he could do, he still wanted to get it... He was so realistically could help or not. Get it whether he could really... Did Kirishima actually... Okay, so actually, I should have talked about this during the video, but did Kirishima actually go towards Izuku and them? Because I thought Endeavor gave them different directions. So let me just very quickly check the manga. God, guys, I wanted to do my commissions. But you guys are all having so much fun. Let me just check here. No, so let's see. Endeavor's talking to them, and he's like, "You three should join Hawks and the others to keep the area secure." So I don't know. When I see that, it sounds to me like they followed Endeavor's directions. The part where the MC fight those here in the battle is a turning point. Let's see. Let's see. Then have Twinkling coming in. The ending ruined it for me. Let's see. And I think the manga had a different ending. Okay, no, Gohan. I need the full-on spoilers, Gohan. I need to know, does he treat either Tomoe or Mio nicely? Does he be like, oh yeah, you know, you're very valuable and I might actually kind of like you? Manga had a slight, let's see. Yeah, the anime didn't have enough time. They totally change it. I just call it something I don't like. Oh yeah, PBO. Like, did you hear when I replied? I know DeadTube. Just wonder, and Random Trainer knows it as well. Just wondering about your intro analysis, and you're still doing that. Oh, Frieza. I forgot. My apologies. I have the script written up. I will get it done for this week. My apologies. It's been a busy week. That's bad on me. Oof, I feel bad. But the script's written up. I will get down to it. I read a lot of isekai, harem, and romance stuff manga-wise. Even read some light novels. The whole situation showed a lack of creativity to me. Shows you had a moment to restrain Deku. Kirishima could have been there at many points. Your point, the Momo on time was true. Ah, thanks. Yeah, yeah. Is DeadTube anthology? No, DeadTube's just a manga series. There's also a few. Yeah, Trip, he does. Oh, okay, good, good. That's all I needed to know. Thank God. Out of curiosity, do people think that Stain will be showing up here? Personally, I don't think he will, since I don't think there's anything he can do against all Class 1A, plus the top 3, and potentially Team Lurkers. I don't know. I don't know, man. I still feel Stain talk has to happen, but I need to see, like, if Izuku goes crazy here, maybe, but it looks like this is winding up now, but I don't know. The editors might be lying to us as well. And Frieza said, okay, don't feel bad. Okay, cool. Are you hyped for My Villain Academia to be adapted? Frieza, for me, you can ask the other guys in the comments here as well, but for me, I'm not hyped, but I am excited to talk about it because I think it'll be an interesting case and adaptation that we can talk about in the future as well. So I'm interested in it on that intellectual point of view of the analysis because I want to make fun of the adaptation and I want to talk about what they did right. And I want to talk about like what their game plan was going into this, because I think that's worth talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm more interested in. And I do think that the final episode is going to be really nicely done. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are ultimately going to end up liking Villain Academia, because a lot of them are going to be anime onlys. Mind you, I think it's going to take a lot for them to actually ruin Villain Academia. But like, let's say if episode 20 of season 5 is a filler episode, then I'm not too sure how this is gonna crank out here. After I finish up Mass, I will read that, unless you want me to read. Trip, after I finish up. Oh, nah, Gohan, man, it's your life. You take your time, man. I don't really mind, man. We cool, bro. Personally, I think Stain has probably talked with All Might and probably told him where the villains are located. How exactly he knows that info, I'm not sure, but I feel like we have some development on finding the villains, and I'm not sure how else the heroes can proceed. Well, I agree with you, White Despair, that I think Stain should help in this situation just because he would be a nice little thing to throw in there. But I don't know either, because it is weird. I think like you and me, as the weeks go on, I think I'm quite often on your side on most things. I like how Emma put Makoto in his place this episode, although switching how he acts in and out of the bubble might be difficult for him to get used to. Yeah. Did you do manga reviews of My Villain Academia? Yeah, Frieza. Back in the day, we did do week by week manga reviews, but I don't think I did a manga light novel roundup, unfortunately, for it. I don't think I did a roundup for it, just because the videos weren't profitable for me at the time, and I got really busy as well, so that's why I couldn't afford to make that calculation. And because those videos take a bit of time. But yeah, like the week-to-week reviews were pretty fun. My Villain Academia was pretty fun for me because at the beginning of My Villain Academia, Spinner was saying that the Villain League was dead, and I was looking at that and like, nah, man, it's not. Actually, I feel like I did do an arc wrap up for Villain Academia? Did I? I don't remember, but like on a writing level, Villain Academia is amazing for just talking about plot convenience. Because Villain Academia, all it does, you go in there, it sets up that Shigaraki has a problem, and then it shows Shigaraki fixing the problem. Like when you saw the problems that Shigaraki was getting, then you heard that there was this really rich company involved in Villain Academia, it was like, you can see where this is going. But Villain Academia was just like the biggest example of the author just giving something to Shigaraki to get him up to snuff, pretty much. But it just, I think Villain Academia crumbles under critical scrutiny because it's such a convenient plot device as a whole. And also, like, I think Villain Academia on the backside has a lot of critical flaws that I'm not very happy with because it's more of reflective of Hero Academia's problems. Oh, and Jason said, I didn't really mean anything bad by what I said. I like your content. I wouldn't be here. It's hard to elaborate. Oh, yeah, no. Don't worry, Jason. I didn't take it as anything offensive. Like, you know, Jason, you, Miguel, and White Despair, and Ty, you're the people that I'm actually pretty used to how you guys talk. So, no worries. I just feel the need to over-explain just to make sure we're all clear. Because it's also kind of hard to talk back to you guys when you have such a word limit. Now, that said, I do want to say again, I appreciate what you said because I didn't realize that I might have a cognitive bias on that one. So that's why I really appreciated that. Let's see. Zoob. I watched Popular Anime by Jump and Mappa last month. Who can guess what it is? Was that Juju Kai? They need to show Stain and All Might again soonish. Has anyone watched Sonny Boy yet? Not me. Even at 3 chapters an episode, this is going to be tight, especially if there's another filler. Yo, Jason, I think for Shigaraki, I think what they have to do, they probably have to get stylized with the way that the world crumbles, and then they have to play, like, you know, orchestra music and choral music as buildings fall apart. They need to show, like, Shigaraki whipping his hair back and forth, because the hair is the most fabulous part of him. I think they need to show the destruction and have really good music for it to make this work. Hey, Google. I have to find those videos. Yeah, Frieza, if you're looking for chapter by chapter, it'd be go on the channel and just type in the chapter number, My Hero Academia, and there it will be right there. Maybe Bones thinks My Villain Academia will be too violent to adapt in its entirety. We'll find out now. We'll find out. And if we're doing 22 episodes, right? And if episode 20 is filler, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, right? That's 5 episodes. Yo, if they do 4 chapters per episode, this will work. Because 4 chapters per episode, the Hero Academia anime has done 5 chapters back during Overhaul. They can do it. Mind you, when they did 5 chapters, they ripped up a lot of things. But if they go in, they can 100% do it at 4 chapters. And at 4 chapters, Hero Academia looks really good. So, if they saved all their money, this will most certainly work. But it all depends on that filler episode. Because that if you go away and you have then you'll be left to 5 episodes no matter what you do if we're ending at 25. Yeah, they'll be fine, even if 20 is a filler. What is Villain Academia? Oh, it's just the name of an arc in Hero Academia. The best theory I can come up with that Stain was one of the villains Ofranketa's personal assassins, or he's actually intended to betray Ulstance, tells the heroes info on the villains. The thing with Stain is that he also ran away, like he swam away from Tartarus. So I don't know. He doesn't feel like a guy to just hang. I don't know, man. What if they only adapt first couple chapters and the end couple of chapters and and that's the whole My Villain Academia arc? Well, they're gonna adapt Curious versus Toga 100%. They're going to adapt Toga, oh sorry, Twice versus Skeptic 100%. They're gonna shaft Spinner. They're gonna shaft Compress. They might shaft Dobby, maybe, but they really shouldn't because the numbers are on their side. They have to set up Gigantomachia's conditions, so that has to be maintained. And then we have the final bit with Shigaraki versus Redestro, I think. Oh, you watch? Okay, gotcha, Zub. What are the problems of my vacuum? I've been trying to understand myself. Why it isn't as good as God tier, but I can't. I failed as a writer. Help, Trip. Google, I can help you. Yeah, well, let's talk about it. Oh, Jason said I was able to pull one copy of the last two Dual Heroes in Fire Emblem Heroes and got one copy of the Mythic Hero. Well, Jason, I don't like you, but I like you, but I don't like you as a rival. Man, my luck has been terrible. I've gotten nothing. My last 5-star was Claude. I've been trying to go for the girls, but it's just not coming home, man. I think 20 could adapt chapters 256 and 257, but save the last little bit for an epic cliffhanger for season 6. I'd be okay with that too, man. Even though it's called the Meta Liberation Army arc. Well, whatever. Hopefully the music. I've been kind of disappointed with the music choice for a while. Some of the scenes either use the same or not used correctly. Needed fresh songs. Dobby didn't have much of a role anyways. He fight with Geddon was like 5 minutes total. Yeah, that's why I think it's okay to shaft Dobby on this one. I'm not sure My Hero Academia anime even needs to catch up to the manga this season. Won't there be another season? Oh yeah, no. Like the My Hero Academia anime cannot catch up to the manga. There's just no way. They don't want to do that. So going back to Google. Google, give me a quick moment here. Let me just very quickly check for hero spoilers. Uh-oh. Guys. Wait, what? Okay, guys. I see something on Hero Academia. Let me very quickly check it. It might be a troll, so let me just very quickly check for you guys. And then we'll talk about Villain Academia's critical problems. And like when we're talking about critical problems for Villain Academia, these are extremely pedantic. So please, just take the time. Okay, so here's spoilers. They're saying that in this chapter there's Bakugo crouching on the ground on his knees. 1A watch Bakugo and Deku. Deku holds out his hand and helps Bakugo up and says, "Don't worry, please take my hand this time, Kachan." The last image is of the children, Bakugo and Deku, holding hands in the pond. That's not thematically appropriate. I don't think that's a good one. Yeah, Jason, I had the same criticism back when it happened. So I don't know. I just don't know how that worked. It's just like, I don't understand the point of showing that there was water dripping off of him because I found it really weird. So I just want to say that, like, I'm still very confused about the purpose of that scene. So that's, don't take my words on, like, anything I have there is just basic speculation. I'm not sure about that scene in any which way. Like, I don't know. It just, I'm not comfortable enough to talk about that scene and anything I think could come from it. It's just that scene still was so strange to me because it's just, it throws off the whole timeline. Didn't the Black Clover anime get canceled? And no Poison, we're just getting some spoilers from 4chan. And yeah, it's hiatus. Anyway, so Villain Academia. So Google, on the first thing, you have a situation. Let's talk about the convenience, right? You have a situation, you're going into Villain Academia. The villains are poor, they don't have resources, they suck. And then you have a whole thing about how Shigaraki needs to prove himself, right? Then you have Spinner narrating that this is going to be a terrible time for the Villain League. When I saw that narration, I flat out said, yeah, right. They're going to become the villain conglomerate by the end of it. Something along those lines as well. I remember that I gloated about it in a video, and I thought it was really funny. So first off, on narrative purpose, that's pretty interesting because it's so convenient. because you have the villains going in there, and then on the other side you have everything the villains need as their enemies. And what's worse, those enemies decide to go take on Shigaraki on his own playing field. So, of course, let's understand, right? The story needed that to happen. The author gives his justification. He makes it a point about pride, and since it's pride, pride justifies why someone would make stupid options. If you think about it, the Liberation Army is powerful because they have the ability to apply pressure in ways that makes it seem like they're correct. When you look at the current situation here at Academia, that's entirely because of Redestro's power in the industry and in general their clout. Like when you look at these guys, the Liberation Army could have won the long game, but they went into Shigaraki's own little battlefield where everyone was able to go up against people that, and those people weren't using their unique special talents, you know, which was pretty much information, their information game. Like you see it with Skeptic. Skeptic is such a powerhouse because he has so many useful things for the plot. But of course, again, when you go in and you make something, when you go and face someone on their own playing field, you're probably going to lose, and that's what the villains did. But from the justification point, the author did really well there. I don't really care about that too much. I don't care that this was a convenient thing for Shigaraki to power up with. The problem after that goes into symmetry. I don't necessarily like the lack of symmetry in the thing. I don't like that Spinner is a narration character and then Spinner doesn't get fleshed out. When you look at it, Horikoshi starts strong usually on most arcs. He starts very strong, and then after the arc goes on for a while, that's where he starts breaking on the symmetry of the arc. So for Villain Academia, he started strong, then he had Toga get fleshed out, he had Twice get fleshed out again. They had very good villain moments with their enemies, where their enemies got fleshed out, and then you have Trumpet. Trumpet is the guy that sticks out, and he breaks the symmetry of that arc. This also happens when series are being cancelled. Like Shokugeki no Soma was the example. Shokugeki no Soma spends a lot of time dwelling on certain ideas, but once it cut those out, you knew it was being rushed. So that's one of the issues with Villain Academia. In an arc that was about exploring a bunch of characters, because you explored Spinner to a degree because he was the narration point, and you explored Toga, Mr. Compress really should have gotten his moment against Trumpet along with Spinner. I think that's what should have happened, but then the author does repurpose Mr. Compress for later. And again, speculation, because I don't know what happened, but this is... There should be a level of symmetry in a story when you're establishing symmetry. Or you're establishing like an idea of symmetry. Let's see. Moving on from there. That's actually one of my biggest criticisms, and like the convenience. But moving on from there, if we look at Redestro, ultimately Redestro got beaten in by might makes right, and this isn't necessarily a bad thing because this is kind of what happens in all shonen. Might also ultimately makes right, but you know, to some degree, this union was very forced, and I think this is a point that probably makes more sense as time goes on. But it's become more clear. Like Redestro still wants to do what he wants to do, but he just wants to use Shigaraki as a figurehead. But that information isn't fully clear there. Like it's like Redestro thinks he can still mold Shigaraki into his way. But mind you, this fundamental there is a fundamental disconnect between Redestro and Shigaraki. And ultimately, Redestro was being used in the same way that Shigaraki was being used. But it kind of makes that connection it makes the conclusions of Villain Academia feel kind of shallow. Only because that's what those two characters were to each other. And like the big example of it is when Shigaraki calls for Gigantomachia to bring his people, Gigantomachia only picks up the OG villain members. Which just pretty much says Shigaraki doesn't care about the Liberation Front, which we all knew, but it's interesting. It kind of devalued the final conclusions Redestro had when he saw Shigaraki. Really, Redestro I don't think should have been so inspired. I think it would have been better just to depict him inspired, but have him like say in some little point that he felt Shigaraki would be a good figurehead instead of just this devout leader. Anyway, there we go. I think I could. If I had time to like really study the arc again, I could probably find out a few other little problems. But ultimately, this is just with regards to my taste. Now, symmetry seems like a kind of a weird topic, but I've seen more complaints from a lack of symmetry than I've seen complaints from symmetry, because a lack of symmetry turns into a lot of other things. Oh, and guys, thank you. At the end of winter break. Oh, this is 107. Never mind. That's for the episode previews. Oh, good. Villain Academia will definitely. Okay, good. The back and go spoiler episode is not happening. Excellent. Thanks, guys. So you guys said that he was posting, so I'm gonna check the other account. So I don't see anything here. All right, gonna go back to read. All right, here we go. I always thought if Izuku and Baku were actually reconciled, it would take place maybe after the final battle. 1 second. Want to make sure I don't miss the spoilers here. So I have Atsushi's Discord open. Let's see. But No Game No Life didn't come back. No Game No Life is a okay. PBO. No Game No Life is a adaptation of a light novel. They play by different rules entirely. I think it'll be less episodes that come back. One thing that I found absolutely hilarious in the chapter was a callback to joint training. Back in chapter 166, Inasa said, "Let's join together and make something in Kurla." How about, oh god, an explosion-powered roller coaster? Oh, that's funny. Trip, did you see the setup chapter for the movie? It shows a trio fight Endeavor for a short while. They needed to land once. Oh yeah, no, I saw it. I thought it was alright. Hey, Mr. Amon, no game, no. I don't remember much about since I started reading Hero Academia after the arc that I already finished. I binged the whole manga in about a day, but I say I don't really care for long-term breakaways. Oh, okay. From Izuku. Viz, that on the Discord server at that time, some of the younger fans also did not like being away from Izuku for that long. They said it was ending. They didn't really say it was going hiatus. Have to remember there's one and done animes that don't come back, even though their source material is long running. And ultimately, it's because like the animes aren't profitable enough. If the anime were profitable, they would be coming back. My Hero Academia is very Korean. It also shows All For One's very bad at planning. He should have made the doctor do the surgery immediately. Shigi could have easily been killed going after Redestro, and he would have lost his hate battery. Yeah, especially when you know like how critical Shigaraki was to this whole situation. It's funny. Let's see. I can tell you one thing. Let's see. Bakugo filler episode is fake. My vaccine starts on 108. Yes, thank God. I could see the reverse. Bakugo reaching out his hand to Izuku. Don't make the same mistake I did. Yeah, I could see the reverse as well. Let me very quickly check for spoilers. Yeah, I don't really see anything here. Don't see anything here. There we go. Okay. I think the studio won't be the same. Let's see. Or Data Live, a regular magic. It would depend on the manga material and budget for the anime to return. As we just posted on the let's see. Yep, he confirmed that. Maybe it's just me, but I have come to a compromise that just in real life, people don't always have equal participation in every event, even if they're part of the same group of friends. There are ones that matter more than others. No, that's very good, Miguel, but stories are different because stories aren't real. And see, Miguel, if we start talking about what real life indicates and what and whether or not stories should follow, stories are always going to follow the most dramatic version of events depending on the genre, right? So if we start playing this game of, well, this is how it go in real life, we should kind of get that there. Mind you, some stories do go for the more surreal approach, and whenever that happens, like, I can really appreciate this, but sometimes people don't want real life. That's just the reality of the situation. I can give an example, right? There was the one romance anime. I was watching it, I think, a year ago. It was about the one guy. he liked a girl. She might have been a teacher, and then like there was a younger girl who was into him. But ultimately, what you saw in that anime was actually very realistic interpretations of people not knowing what to do with their feelings. But a lot of people just didn't like that because it was too close to reality. So because stories are an idealized version of life at some degree, there is actually it's an interesting debate. Do you pursue realism and get realism points, or do you try and hit the idealism of a perfect story? Because in a perfect story, some things come out a particular way. Now, for instance, with Gohan likes harem, and with harem, this is a much bigger issue. If you don't give every harem member equal opportunity, like it's okay to have one or two who are clearly the main ones, but once you put other harem members at the same level, there is an expectation that those harem members meet the same level. And with Hero Academia's problems are not coming up because the author is sitting there and saying like, oh yeah, no, I'm going to shaft this character. Hero Academia's characters being shafted because the author doesn't have time to work on them. Again, it's inexcusable that Nejire gets treated badly compared to the other two. And what this ultimately does is like, because of the asymmetry, people are good at picking out patterns. If you have a situation where 7 out of 9 or like 7 out of 11 of a group, and they're identified as a group, are always seen getting shafted, 100% someone's going to be able to call that a weakness, because that's also the tendency of people to just be able to pick out patterns. And that's what makes something like Nejire being that's what makes Nejire kind of unfortunate, because she was brought in a group that was elevated to be the top of the class, and she didn't get the same kind of work that the other two got. And you know, when these things start happening at one after the other, people start forming patterns, and then you have things like, well, Horikoshi doesn't know how to write female characters, and that's entirely built from the idea, or you know, partly built from the idea of symmetry. That's just how that goes. And then, you know, I make this point, but when it comes to joint training is happening because Horikoshi had to fix a problem that he did, and that he didn't introduce Class 1B earlier. He probably would have been better off just keeping Class 1B as a bunch of notable characters, just maybe 5, and everyone else being filler. Heck, we make fun of Koda and Muscle Man because the overwhelming majority of the class has gotten more work than they have. If you get to the end of Hero Academia and you don't have a Sugar Man and an anima-centered arc, well, they're going to be jokes forever, because now it's 2 out of 2 out of 20. So with symmetry, you do have to be careful. There is an expectation for the illusion of symmetry. There is an expectation for like bare minimums. But mind you, the amount of people that are going to complain about it, pretty small. Like if you're writing something, you probably want to maintain your symmetry dependent on the series. It's like, let's say you have 7 principal characters, or seven principal characters, and you do a novel series where one novel focuses on each character. You don't say that this is what your series is going to be, but people notice the style, and then the last 2 novels don't focus on the last 2 characters the way that the first 5 did. If you do that, then you can say, well, this guy broke the spirit of the series. It's stuff like that. Symmetry does play a role in things, but it really depends on the genre, and it depends on how much of a pattern it becomes. Anyway, I hope that was a satisfying answer, Miguel. I do want to again go back. I will almost always respect a series for realism points, but the idealism of a series also should be talked about. Apparently in the new volume, I think there's a huge error. At least I think so. There's a page saying that All For One tried to save One For All from Banjo. Okay, but the manga tells us it was Banjo and N. Okay. And continuity errors. Yeah. Him having continuity errors is actually probably legitimately concerning. Because usually when you're having a lot of continuity errors, it's because you haven't fleshed out the background events. That's what a continuity error means. Because if he had like a nice... and it probably also means if there is a continuity error, that error is significant. Because if he couldn't let it pass by, it means that there's some kind of shenanigan going on with detailing here. It's like what happened with Todoroki's mother. It's unfortunate that he doesn't have this fleshed out in his head. But then again, does he even get time to plan things out? Actually, he should have time to plan things out. Oh, hey, Revenant. There are 2 types of author. I'll write them or I'll make a plan about it. Yeah, those are the gardeners and the plotters, I think. There's people that go by the seat of their pants, and then there's the people that have a long-term plan. Mind you, you should have a mix, because you can't do a myth arc without like a good mix. I really wasn't feeling Shigaraki being a leader of even after. But again, that's just me. I think that's because official people come in with such expectations. No, you're 100% right. It's because it's fiction that people come in with expectations of completeness. They may continue, but it's, let's see, Steal One for All from Banjo. Yeah, I got that. I got that. Man, this stuff going on, Claire. Love the story because it gets better and better. I'm also very excited, man. Yeah, Jason, I got that. I got that. I'm happy. Wait, 3 weeks? Yeah, August 21. Okay, yeah, yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm happy. Just, I'm happy we don't get that filler episode, man. Like, that filler episode was a little bit too much. Oh, and sorry, guys. I was talking so much I didn't see. Wait. The title is Great Explosion God Dynamite? Guys, 4chan won again. Oh my gosh. That means we're going to see number 13's face. Alright, I'm going to go down to you guys. Oh, and there's more spoilers. Okay, sorry guys. I was too distracted. God damn it, guys. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Oh, man. I got distracted. Oh, wait. No. He came out 10/20. It's still 2020. Alright. Sorry, guys. I'll go back and... I'll go back and read your stuff. Deku says that he knows he should break free of Ida's hand, but he doesn't even have the strength to do it. Ochako deactivates her quirk and they fall from the sky, but Kirishima is there to catch them. Oh, great. That's great. He says that some time ago he heard a story about a boy his age that saved the class and asked if that was him. Oh, wonderful. Okay, no, that's the 4chan spoiler. Wow, 4chan's been on fire. All right. So let me go back because I do want to read your guys' comments. Okay, so I'm also keeping an eye on the things now. I'm just going to reread your comments at the back here. You heard there's going to be another break for the anime because of the Olympics. I can't wait no more. The wait's killing me. Hopefully the animation is great. Imagine a slideshow for Shigaraki flashback. That'd be great. That would be like, I'd be 100% in for that. For example, you can now have a character always a spotlight moment in every arc. Sometimes people just make one impact moment in your life and that's it for them. No, Miguel, that's nah. The novels can do it. If a low tier harem can give a spotlight character or give a spotlight to a character every volume, a different character every volume, it 100%, like, no, that's not, no, like the low tier series have set this up for, have put a high hurdle, but it's only because, but novels are different. It's different in novels though. Black Clover would be better, but I agree with your logic. I agree with your logic 100%. I'm just being funny. Don't worry, they aren't going to be doing that. Is there leaks tonight? Yep, let's see. They could work if this results later. Yeah, many people anime are based. I heard there was plagiarism for No Game No Life, so the anime would most likely never come back. So I did do more research on this. There is plagiarism, but the movie came out after the plagiarism. But the No Game No Life author is very sick. The No Game No Life author slowed down putting out novels. So because of that, that's probably why the series isn't continuing. It's because of the author's health. Because again, the thing here is that the movie came out after the plagiarism. I really like the latest chapters, decision to leave Bakugo and Uraraka's moment for laters. Lets those moments breathe and manages pace the pacing well. Japan will be showing High School DxD anime on TV in Japan soon. Oh, that's good. I feel like a business standpoint, the reason why it was pushed all the way back to the end was because of the perspective shift and how the reception of it in Japan was bad. We gotta be careful with that, Google, because like recently, I'm not sure. Just from volume data isn't good enough anymore to be able to tell whether or not reception was bad. Like on Amazon, there's no shift in the trends. So the fact that Villain Academia still tracks well on Amazon, that's already a big blow. So I don't think that there was actually bad reception for the volume releases. I don't know about the week-to-week Shonen Jump releases though. No Game No Life has an extremely stupid premise for a series. Why do I want to watch a series of them trying to defeat the god they already defeated in the first episode? I was sort of complaining about Academia's rearrangement has done more harm than good to the anime. I agree as well. I'm just excited for... I'm excited to see how much people are going to be confused when the anime onlys like it. Thoughts on the color panels at the end of Black Clover and One Piece manga? I haven't seen those. The amount of viewers they had to secure enough for a season is also why probably they pushed the arc back to the end. Personally, I think people are too hung up on the concept of Izuku or Bakugo apologizing for the years of bullying. I just don't think that the story has ever portrayed Izuku as being still upset about that. I know everyone always brings up Bakugo tells Izuku to kill him, but I think people forget Izuku's response to Bakugo. Tamaki feels really underused for his potential. I agree. He is really underused, but he has more emotional moments than Nejire. Hody himself meant that Bakugo still needs to apologize. It's about what is right and what is appropriate. Deku might act it doesn't bother him, but that's probably not true since it could easily be affecting him on a subconscious level. Well, no, we know it's affecting him on a subconscious level because like All Might narrated this at the very like when they were having the exam. Remember, like All Might talks about what their problems towards each other are. So those problems are still there. And again, like Izuku's a domestic abuse victim. That's what he is. That's right. I watched the harem where a random girl, the harem got less popular than the main one. Actually went and people didn't like that. Yeah. And that's because, well, Miguel, like harems are a niche audience, and that's a very exaggerated position as well. If we're talking about symmetry, you have to be very careful in your harems. I don't mind the season 5 arrangement. The problem for me was the anime had too many flashbacks and putting filler that makes the direction a bit lazy. I understand that, Poison. I just think that they were overworked and they just needed to buy time. Yeah, no, see, so White Despair talks about Izuku's reaction at being idiot. If I really jumped, you'd be charged with bullying me into suicide. Think before you speak. But did he not do that? Did he not mutter that to himself? The fact that he was still defending Bakugo is a problem. Like, he's 100% a domestic abuse victim in terms of how they still stick with the person that's abusing them. Trip, have you been keeping up with To Your Eternity? No, not yet, man. Great Explosion, God Dynamite. Yep, Domestic Girlfriend had one of the worst endings I've seen. I think the author just gave up. Oh, damn it. There's new comments. Okay, so I think I'm close. I'll catch up to you guys. At least we have something to do because I have to catch up on all those comments. Oh, this is cute. This is super cute. This is really cute. Okay. Wow. So Ida's impressed that Kirishima was at the right time at the right place. He then says it's because of Endeavor's orders. Mina asks Izuku to come back to UA for them all to have class together. He responds saying that he wants it, but he'll just put everyone in danger. Bakugo intervenes, asking if Izuku remembers what Bakugo himself said to him after Shigaraki's attack. Deku says he doesn't. Bakugo then says it was don't try to win this alone. Bakugo then proceeds to explain how he feels about Izuku. How he always thought he was looking down on him and that he was afraid of his potential to go even further than Bakugo himself. We see their appearances changing from kids all the way to their UA uniforms, and Bakugo calls Deku Izuku. That's really nice. But imagine the place that we're at, man. Alright. Gotta keep going. Okay, let's see. Trying to find where I go. My hero relies on character interconnected to bounce off of each other to expand on each other's developments. Yes. Let's see. Yeah, Kirishima did something. Let's see. Division between characters would also make interconnection better. So it looks like Deku working with friends at the end of chapter. Demon Slayer, Jujukai, safeguard against Jump's whims by having progress bars in the form of the fingers and school year respectively. Kirishima did something. Rent a girlfriend from random. You've been keeping up. I got that. Very glad Kirishima is getting some time. Don't worry, we're still getting movie number 4 during War Arc. How in the heck did Kirishima catch up to them? That's because of we got it now in these spoilers. Also, the author of RAG will have center color. Okay. Okay, I'm almost done. Shippers are insane. Just keep giving them ammo for their delusions. Like when Vegeta calls Goku, Kirishima did something the bare minimum. Yes, I am happy he got the bare minimum, man. Now I need the one for Aoyama and Toru. Bakugo really going to call him Izuku. What a moment. In Japan, calling someone by their first name is a big deal. The Deku shippers are going to get nuts with this. And Kirishima was heading towards the direction the class was already in. Well, Viz, like, he did say he was only there because of Endeavor. But this is good. I'm happy with this. So he both followed Endeavor's instructions and ended up in the right spot. Actually, it's Kirishima headed technically away from it. I'm happy he got it though. Good luck, Sarge. We all have to bunker down to survive the inevitable nonsense of shippers. Release the witch as a false harem. It would be interesting if a hero loses himself and stepped into darkness. The boundary between good and evil is as thin as a rope. Oh yeah, it's called slide and go. He stepped into the darkness. Why is Horikoshi feeding the shippers? Oh, he's not. He's just talking about friendship. They have a lot of baggage. When the avatar comes out, would you like to play with me? The Avatar RPG. 1 second, man. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I'll play. Now we all need to Izuku stop calling Bakugo Kachan. Yeah. If we're really seeing 13, then I can only assume it's because... Oh, thank you, White Despair. I missed that one. Yes. That... Or 13's a traitor. Because they were insane. They're probably terrified. Let's see. Alright. Also, Bakugo hater. They're going to explode. No, Izuku. You can't forgive your bully and move on. It's been years. It's never feeding shippers. Shippers just think normal friendship is not suitable for work. My mind was blown last chapter when Bakugo called Ida Prez. And now he's calling Izuku... calling Deku Izuku. I'm freaking out. Okay. You know, this is... I think so far, guys, I need to do my commissions. But let's see. I think so far, I'm expecting tragedy. I'm expecting... It's too good. It's too good. But I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we are going to get something nice. Maybe this is the end to everything. Maybe we're done with Dark Izuku. Oh my gosh. I can't believe it's actually happening. We're actually done with Dark Izuku. But maybe it's too early to be thinking that. I don't know, guys. What are you guys thinking? We going good ending? We're going bad ending, guys. Actually, how many scenes have we gotten so far?
The damned will sooner die again.
Hey, why did Ochako deactivate her quirk when there was no one beneath them to catch them? Unless she already knew Kirishima was there. God, I'm gonna have to see that in action, actually. If Ochako just kind of cut that quirk out without knowing whether or not someone was down there, I'm gonna be very concerned. Oh, hey, Mega. Yeah, no, Animamus told me about it. Like the Vemon movie, like the Davis and Vemon movie. Oh, yeah, Viz. Viz, can you stick around for a bit later? Because I'm going to go through my commissions as well. I want to get these done as well before I go to bed. And then after all spoilers are out, we can go and look at the Oceans video. Can you wait that long? Like, because we're probably going to be here for another 20 minutes or so. Actually, are we... We're earlier than usual, so we're doing pretty okay. That's worth keeping in mind. Anyway. Okay, let's see. Oh, 13 trader. Sorry, I don't have any good explanation. It's just like 13's being brought up in the spoilers. Let's see. It would be better if we ended in a tragedy. Okay, got you, PBO. I have a comment about the anti-hero thing in the manga fan translation. That's because in Japan, the word for hater is literally anti. Oh, okay. Thank you, Miguel. Skelly wants the bad ending. Oh, okay. Revenant wants bad ending. 13 sucks up all of the UA while they're gone. God. So, Trip, have you heard the Digimon thing? Yeah, no, I got that. Is this more spoilers to come? I think so, Poison. We're still missing this 13 stuff. Kirishima did get his moment. Yeah, no, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm all good. I'm all good. As long as he gets his moment, I'm all good. Woo! Great. No, not the end of Edge. I want like 19 more chapters of him going solo. I hope the new series is good. I'm hoping for the good ending, but expecting the bad ending. I'm expecting good ending here. No, the reading they did with the villain, that was extreme. Oh, right. Yeah, Maggreen. Yeah, I heard about that. Oh, okay, got you, Viz. Cool. Would Aka Trader confirm because she dropped him without knowing anyone was there? I don't know. We'll have to see. Interesting that Mina's moment is more related to UA than remember when I taught you how to dance. This is a good continuation from Mina's worries and desires expressed in the war. Yeah. Like she wants to go back to normalcy, right? So that makes sense for her. I think that's a really good one. Fandom, no, Deku, you must not let the hate flow through you. Must never forgive. I hope Kirishima gets a better moment. This was kind of lame. Seems like Horikoshi is covering up for a mistake from the last chapter. I'll have to see it right now. I do kind of wonder how he caught them. Did it say already? Yeah, I want to know how Kirishima caught them because those guys are falling with what? They're falling at a height that if you jump off a building, you're going to die. So I need to know how he caught them because they're coming in like a cannonball. And if he catches them hardened, their bodies aren't hardened. They're going to die. So I really want to know how he caught them. Let's see. I can imagine the face Izuku would have. Let's see. I still don't like it. I want Izuku to continue being independent instead of going back to constantly being independent. I don't have a problem with the classmates helping, but I want there to be a line. Well, we'll have to see, man, because we can still go dark because like we're still missing second quirk and we're still missing Stain. Is Atsu doing 5-minute intervals? Not on Discord. Well, I don't like personally. Mega Green Kirby, I find it hilarious because like we were talking about it earlier, but Japan is censorship and cancel culture heavy. Well, not cancel culture, but they cancel so hard that you and your friends will be canceled as well when you do nothing wrong. They're the kind of people that after a guy gets busted for cocaine, they take a game that he was involved in off the shelves. They're the kind of people that when your buddy gets busted for money laundering, your whole band loses out on a potential boost in their revenue and has to go on hiatus. So hearing it from the Japanese, like who are so, especially from people in the industry who are so beaten down by the industry, I think it's kind of ironic. Yeah, like I wish I want to know more context about it. Maybe I'll make a video about it. But as for Twitter, it's like whatever. Let Twitter say whatever they want, man. Like it's just a funny situation altogether. But I did find the actual talk just being kind of cringy, just because Japan is so censor heavy. It's just funny. Mina's not really that close with Deku. I believe she was happy when Deku was kicked out of the dance group because it was frustrating to teach him. Didn't Bakugo tell Izuku how he felt during the second fight outside of the Izuku name part, of course? Kind of. But I don't think it was ever like this hardcore, right? I mean, I'm gonna have to reread it. But like at that point, Bakugo was pretty much talking about his frustrations about All Might. Like a good part of that was Bakugo hurting about the fact that All Might went down because of him, and then he wanted to fight Izuku to understand what was going on. Twitter isn't worth valuing the opinion of many. It's dumpster fire. Let's see, 50 plus viewers. Yeah, 50 plus viewers. Itoraka stabbing Izuku in the back would be a good scene. This just feels so good to be true. All for One is still somewhere out there laughing. Yeah, right? Like, that's the other thing. All for One doesn't want Izuku to... It was funny. So, like, I was working on a video, and the video was called the worst case potential that I had written up a bit for. And in that one, I was talking about, like, this would be the best time for All For One to come in and snipe someone with an actual gun. Just like, this would have been the moment that All For One that would have been the best time to put Nagant in. Because if you had Nagant there, she could have sniped one of Izuku's friends and just been a message about, hey, don't get comfortable. All your friends are in danger, right? Like, if All For One kept promoting that idea, I think that would have been pretty good. This would have been the time to use Nagant. So that was like my worst case scenario. If we go in worst case, that'll be interesting. I like Kishimoto in the context of him connecting 2 and 2 together about the slime, figuring out it was Deku, Bakugo's friend, who helped Bakugo. Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool, Jazz. Oh, see ya, Revenant. Good night, guys. We'll be waiting for chapter to come out and see what it is about. Enjoy the rest of the team. Uraraka being a traitor would be interesting. A sweet girl no one would think of being a traitor, stabbing them in the back. The thing is, like, the Uraraka traitor theory is old. It's as old as the summer camp. Aoyama death flag. It would be Toga as Ochako for stabbing Izuku in the back. Oof, Kayla, that you'd have to explain a lot. We'd have to get a full-on flashback to justify that one, I think. Oh, damn it, I'm dead.
Retribution.
We can do it. Higher, higher, pants on fire.
Yo, guys, you know, All For One's probably the kind of guy that doesn't use guns because he feels that's impure. He probably thinks quirks are the only way to go.
Beg for mercy.
Like, I wouldn't be surprised. All For One's that stupid.
Flood of frost.
God. You use a gun to take down a hero. He's like, no, no, no. That's not how we do things here in All For One land. You can only take down a hero after I try to bomb them.
Shudder.
It's like, you're not really in All For One's sight until he gives you baptism by bombing. Anyway, let's see. White Bear said, All For One with gun. I got you my sight, Izuku. Oh wait, I don't have eyes. You'd think I'd remember something like that. After spending all my time watching TVs for some reason. I guess I just forgot. All For One, such a fun guy. So I'm just gonna reload everything because I'm not seeing anything else here on Discord. Toji greater than All For One. Yeah, man, Toji's actually like a hardcore badass, man. Holy crap. Yeah, looks like there's still gonna be more spoilers. Aoyama and Hagakure are still prime suspects for me being a traitor. Fair enough, Kayla. And what if All For One sent Nagant knowing she would lose and maybe change her heart to Izuku's side so he preempted plant the bomb to explode on Izuku? Look how things end up when you try to help someone. I mean, I feel like All For One had like 10 different plans about Nagant. I think that's where his intelligence is. It's contingencies. I think that's the better way to model his intelligence. The line used to justify the Ochako theory is really silly. Yes, it is, Speed. Also, the message in the mansion, the prepared beforehand reinforced the idea that All For One had Nagant failure as part of the plan to plant a seed of Izuku's further anxiety. Well, I think like he probably had that message set up to react to a certain thing. So that's how I think about that message. But I mean, the fact is, like, I think All For One again had contingencies in place. Let's see. Okay, cool. No more comments. I can do another bit of commission, and then this is going a little bit slow. So after I've done the commissions, we can go check out the Oceans video. And I'll keep an eye. I'll do a better job keeping an eye on the spoilers. But yeah, so far for anyone keeping track, we still are missing the bit from the 4chan spoilers that says that 13 has their face revealed. Man, props to good old 4chan. I hope someday we see All For One pre-quirk. He ends up being a loser. Mr. Amon, I'm so sure. That's exactly what it's gonna be. All For One is a loser. Oh, White Despair. Megan Kirby is talking about a bone joke. So Brook is a character from One Piece. That's what he's talking about. You just made a joke about the fact that he had no eyes, and Brook's a skeleton, so Brook has no eyes. Hey, King of Nerds. Let's see. All right, cool. Good that we're slowing down, but I wonder how much time it's been since the last drop from 26. So it's been like, we're probably back to 15-minute intervals because it's been a while. All right. Come on, Atsushi. Give us the injection. We need it. We need it. Also, I'm probably looking at the class from some kind of drone recording, like a video. Look at this beautiful reunion. What kind of monster would tear apart this amazing friendship? I would. And then he like presses a button and drops a missile America style on them. Oh man, that would suck. Actually, no. If All For One actually has like a military grade drone, I would actually kind of respect that. I'd question where he got it from, and then we can talk about this whole angle that the Americans are actually doing CIA-style techniques and actually supporting All For One in Japan because they're jealous about All Might going back to Japan when they wanted him themselves. Oh, actually, you know what? I like that theory. That's a good one. That's a good one. Thanks, guys.
Well, that's not bad.
All For One. Okay, let's see. I could see them. Hand waving how Kirishima caught one person from whatever height, but how the hell did he catch two people at the same time? Yeah, the Olympics are feeding 4chan. Oh, I'm only safe for a few. Getting tired after. Oh, gotcha, King of Nerd. No worries. Hope Jack got it. You've seen him, right? He tends to. Yep. I'm glad you got the SpongeBob reference, Trip. Yeah, Ty, I got it. I remember that line, man. Having class 1A isolated out of UA with Izuku tired, a perfect opportunity to try and harvest some quirks for them. Like sending an elite squad to capture them or just going himself. But it's just like, you know, 1A is not that big of a fighting force. Like I would say, if we're talking about the longer you're in UA, the better you get. The fighting force is legitimately 3A and 3B most likely. They're the ones you have to be careful about. I think like. Wow, 1A's gone. Like, I guess Izuku being gone is like another big thing. But yeah, 1A's gone. Oh, I'm so scared. I was so scared of the guy that can talk to birds and the guy that can get high on sugar. Wow, those guys were really scary to me. And then the girl that can reduce gravity. Yeah, right. She's a hero. What can she do? I'm more scared of Toga on a bad day. Oh, no. More scared of Toga when I have a paper cut. Actually, yeah. Having a paper cut around Toga would be terrifying. Oh, wait. Sorry. I getcha. Okay, gotcha. Never mind. That's a good idea. Sorry, Miguel. I misread. But on that note, I really do hope that All For One doesn't say, oh, because 1A's gone, I'm going to attack now. Because that would be very stupid. I just don't think 1A is that big of a fighting force. I mean, like, again, Shoto and Bakugo and Izuku and Ida by themselves can do a lot of damage. But and like Momo technically can do a lot of damage if she decides to start making bombs. But I don't think Momo's ever going to make a bomb. Oh, Jazz. I feel for you, buddy. I feel for you. Yeah. Hody could probably stand to make him a little bit more worthwhile. I'd like to have like a full-on... what I would like to see is arm wrestling between Sugarman and Izuku. Because I'd like to know where exactly Sugarman ranks up compared to Izuku, you know? I want to know where he's at. I want to know, can he compete with like 20% Izuku? Because that's actually pretty impressive. Because if he can compete with 20% Izuku, Sugarman should be doing Air Force all the time. If he can compete with 40% Izuku, that'd be pretty cool too. Like in terms of like just arm strength or something like that. I don't need it for speed. Oh, hello, Final Kid Law X. More death in the future won't get that dark, right? I don't know. We have to see. Like I think this chapter will be a really good indicator. But there's probably a few more people are gonna die. Probably a few people that we don't really get to talk to all that often. So probably if international heroes show up, maybe a few international heroes. But otherwise, yeah, maybe 1 or 2 kids go down. Yeah, Miguel. It'd be interesting to see Eddie just break the game. Maybe somewhat current Toga, but not young Toga way back when. She'd probably just suck your wound. Anyone else think of Mocha Akaya? Well, now that you bring up Mocha, I think of it, Mega Green Kirby. I agree that 1A isn't that big of, however, this is all for one more talk. He isn't exactly known for his intelligence and planning. Attacking UA solely on the basis that 1A is gone seems like something he would absolutely do. Like, even the explanation of stats would make him sound potentially really, like, he could be able to do times his power by 10 a few times over. The movie that's coming out was literally put out to bring a fun, good mood to the story, which is funny. Oh, new comment. Since, like, Izuku Mass Murderer. Really? It's to give a mood? But it's like the world is being destroyed even worse than Japan is. Guys, so I'm not reading this as I'm not reading it as I'm copying and pasting it to you guys, so it'll take me a while to be able to see what you guys got in terms of comments. Oh, the pass out happens. Izuku's actually passed out. Oh, this might turn into defensive battle. So Bakugo lowers his head and says, I'm sorry for everything I've done until today. He says that the path that Izuku, All Might, and the other chose wasn't wrong by itself, but there's a limit to what they can do by themselves. I think that is so good. Bakugo asks him to share his burden with everyone and says that to surpass All Might, all of them have to protect UA and the civilians together. Winning by saving and saving by winning. I like that. Calling back to that. That's funny. It's calling back to joint training. Deku's perplexed and starts feeling regretful for saying that they can't keep up with him. He was about to apologize and passes out, but Bakugo catches him. We still don't know what 13's doing. So this is a little bit concerning. It would be interesting if Izuku lost his quirk, but he was still trained to be a hero, martial arts, weapons, techniques, and many more. Yeah. I called Izuku for a while. Congrats, Ty. I'm actually I'm happy that we're going into collapsed Izuku, because like if we go into collapsed Izuku, that could lead us into attack on UA and defensive battle for UA. So that's going to be pretty good if we go into that direction. I'm actually pretty happy about that one because we talked about that possibility before of collapsed Izuku. Like Izuku being taken back because of him just going to sleep. So this is good. Oh, images. Oh, Izuku's eyes go back to normal. That's so cute. Yo, man, I don't know about Ochako, man. I don't even care anymore. I'm just more interested about what's happening with 13. I wonder if this is Hori talking Deku out of the story for a bit, or whether this is only going to last for a few moments and then they just take him back to UA and he wakes up without issue. I wonder about that too, Jazz. Like, if we talk about it, it's either this is like a momentary collapse or this is like a plot-provoking collapse. If it's a momentary collapse, then probably like next chapter or second chapter, Izuku's back to normal. If this is a plot-provoking collapse, then we should expect to see some weird shenanigans and complication that springs out from this. It's just like if you're going to attack UA, attacking UA when Izuku can't move is a good idea, legitimately. Oh, see ya, random. Alright, this is the chance for my All For One Sense Dobby as the UA attacker theory to come to light. God. Berserk references with Izuku's eyes. Yep, Sarge. Finally showing 13 should have been done after that first battle with the League in Season 1. Sorry, Taco, but this is Bakugo's moment. Izuku is going to be ambushed on the way back. I think that's another good option. Like, if he attacks them now, we can 100% see... I mean, we haven't seen Toru and Aoyama yet. That might be the best time for them to just provide defense. Who cares about Chaco at this point in the story? Like, right now, I definitely don't. I'm much more interested in Bakugo and Ida. And I'm much more interested in Aoyama and Hagakure getting their moments. And again, the 13 thing. We still don't know what's going on with 13. Yeah, it's unfortunate, PBO. It's unfortunate. Izuku's getting out of the game so the kids can take out the other villains and Tartarus Prisoner like a Moonfish rematch because Hawks are already established. They're no match for Izuku. Yes. Ooh, that's a good one, Miguel. That's a good one. What if 13 Face Reveal is a traitor and chapter ending? I mean... That's what I'm thinking, man. That's what I'm thinking. My mind is there. I'm ready for this. I should load up for the Oceans video. So I'm gonna look for the Oceans video real quick, guys. Let me just set up my stuff here because we're watching the Oceans video while we wait for spoilers. Thank you for your patience, Viz. But yeah, man, like, knowing that 13, like, it'd be funny if 13 is just like someone in the background, but 13 face reveal is still odd. I hope it's not a case where the then why would Kurogiri almost kill 13? Because it causes a question like that. That's why it causes a question like that. Because it throws us off. It's like, look, and you know, Mega Green Kirby, you know how this goes. Think about One Piece. Why kill that one person in One Piece that was a traitor? Or why try to kill him, right? It's because like that's what you have to do to kind of sell the idea of a traitor. I mean, that's all it is. It's just extreme method acting. Actually, yeah, extreme method acting. But I don't know. Like the 13. So for anyone that hasn't been, wasn't here at the beginning, 4chan had the spoiler first, where they talked about 13 having a face reveal, and they called the Kirishima catch, and they called the Bakugo apology. So that's why 13 face reveal is on our minds, and that's what we're looking for. There's 50 people here, so that's why I'm giving the little bit of info, so that we don't lose what we're talking about. Man, Ty, I personally hated that theory so much, man. It would be hilarious if 13 was the only thing that 4chan was wrong about and just spent all night waiting for something that's never going to come. Yeah, that would be hilarious. I agree. I really do agree. I'm ready for that, but I hope not. YouTube Ocean is... Deku gets brought back to UA, then attack UA, and they have to hold the line and hold out just long enough for Izuku to eat and drink water. Yeah. Yes, Speed. I think that's... Well, there was one time that we got to 200 for some reason. But this time, yeah, this is probably like the new record for most consistent viewers. Deku gets brought back...
Spoilers for the My Hero Academia.
Alright. I got the video. Deku gets brought back to UA, then they have to hold the line. Okay, I got that. I can't see... Oh, hey Sam. I can't see any type of villain-based conflict happening in an ambush of the students or returning you if it doesn't include Dobby. I feel like Izuku being passed out makes way for total family. Oof. Bleach with the eye dentist, fake attacks, fake death, win a law of trust. Yeah, it definitely does. Z Killer? Oh, yeah, but before chapter 400. Personally, Z Killer, I'm at 400, 500. That's what I personally envision. But if we go before 400, that'd be very surprising for me, personally. Alright, let's see. 13 was present the idea of course potential of killing people like Uraraka, and that was reinforcement. Toga used it for the exact purpose. I wonder if there would be a force of non-quirk users. Well, Vigilantes had at least one person. Everything is getting together. I sort of hope we have an arc or two with Izuku not in the picture. Bakugo's probably going to trend this weekend with this apology. Oh, yeah, man. Probably. Alright, so for people tuning in, we are going to watch an Ocean Is video. This is just because Viz asked. So we're going to do that. Let me just find it. There we go. Excellent. I will keep an eye on the Discord server. I have it loaded up here, so hopefully I'll be able to catch it. And yeah, so let's see what Oceans had to say. I'm going to put him at 1.25 the speed so that we're not here for 8 minutes. And yeah, let's get into it.
Manga. The current state of the My Hero Academia world is, in one word, boned. Society has crumbled, villains are everywhere, heroes are quitting left and right, and there's basically no...
Okay, that's hyperbole. The rest of the My Hero... Okay, no. All for One is not a worldwide villain. Let's say that All for One is not a worldwide villain. You quite literally have a movie that looks significantly worse than all of this. It's quite literally a quirk apocalypse. Alright. Yeah, 1 second, guys. I gotta turn down the settings because it's breaking my computer. Gotta go to 480. We don't really need to hear him too much. And oh yeah, I think I need to bring up his desktop. Oh no, the desktop audio is all right.
No hope left. The only thing people can cling to is the urban myth of a weird tentacled hero that goes around and saves
Okay, that's still a lot of hyperbole. That's really a lot of hyperbole.
soaked in blood, scars, and filth. This is the world within which My Hero Academia's villain hunt arc happens, which is the current arc the manga is in, which has Deku turn essentially into a vigilante, running around trying to save as many people as possible while trying to master One for All as quickly as possible and becoming ready to finally face All for One. It's an arc straight out of everyone's fanfiction. Deku is raw now, he has a cool costume, everyone is scared of him, he's super cool and strong, and also, oh no, it is super self-destructive. Oops.
It's not an Oceans video without those horrible ads. Alright.
The villain hunt arc, by its most basic point, it's that it is about all the small hints about Deku's terrible mindset finally coming to a breaking point.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Throughout the entire story, we hear that Deku is self-sacrificial to a fault.
I know, right? I held myself back to not say anything about that vigilante
We
line.
hear the other One for All users calling
God.
him possessed by the desire to save. And while that is normally portrayed as a good thing, once you take it by itself, always putting others before yourself in every single situation, regardless of context, is not a sustainable mindset.
Agreed.
And Deku's
Agreed.
situation is made worse by the fact that he is mentored by the worst person possible for this, All Might, who is the exact same. He literally starts the series by saying, heroism is self-sacrifice. So while his assault on
But it is. I don't like. Heroism is self-sacrifice. You don't call a hero because they just went and did something like completely within their power without any kind of risk. We all know it. Heroes are born in adversity. We call firefighters heroes because they're sacrificing their potential safety at all. Like you stated a fact that says nothing about him. No, man. Like, if you want to talk about like the actual negative things, it's not heroism, it's self-sacrifice. It's he's the one that started this by telling Izuku that One for All was made to fight All for One. That's the problem. Look at how many times Izuku in this arc has repeated that it's All for One versus One for All. There's even a rhetoric about the cursed nature of One for All because it's interlocked with All for One. This isn't an issue of heroics, because in a normal situation, Izuku will still back off. The example here is with the Shizaki situation. Izuku will still back off in a normal situation. In this one, it's different because of the build-up that All Might created. Mind you, I think he's just talking in sensationalist terms. I think he just kind of probably rushed the script for this one. So that's probably why he's talking like this.
All for One's assassins is initially shown to be something cool and good. It slowly but surely transitioned into showing that this is self-destructive. Deku is ruining himself.
You know, we knew that he was self-destructive from the very beginning. Like, we knew this was coming. We knew this was coming. We knew that he was self-destructive from the moment he took on Shigaraki in midair. So this is just a reiteration of stuff.
He is tired, he is hurt, and he is completely alone. He's isolating himself, and he's further and further falling into a pit of self-deprecative despair. He is, in a lot of ways, committing the exact same mistake every single...
Oh, Jason, just to your point, you're applying the world hero too much to the world we live in. He's talking about the world hero. For a lot of people, being a hero is just a job, hence why... No. You want to know why? Because that world has the same foundation as ours. And our definition of heroes comes from the same foundation. Yeah, heroes nowadays are going towards this different direction, but the ideal of a hero still exists in the global consciousness of what a hero should be. Because otherwise, you don't get Stain coming out speaking about the ideals of heroics. Like, the basics of heroics are still there. Even vigilantes, when you know about how the hero system came out, people who stepped up to do something about the chaoticness, no way around it. The definition of hero, self-sacrifice, that is, even when you look at the origins of the current hero system, self-sacrifice is playing a factor into that because of what the vigilantes initially were. So it's still, I feel like we are talking about something that is understand when you talk about the origins of heroes. There's no way around it. You're still going to have the idea that heroics are self-sacrifice. And I mean, it's not like firefighters just stop existing. It's not like service, like disaster responders stop existing. Those guys are still heroics. The heroism and self-sacrifice line is still there. Even with the commercialized aspect, heroes are still people that sacrifice, especially when you're looking at someone that's non-powered, like maybe a regular firefighter.
One for all
My
user had
opinion
done
on that
before
one.
him. All Might, Nana, they all did the same thing, pushing away the people that cared about them in order to carry this burden all by themselves. And all of them failed one way or another. Nana died, All Might got crippled, and now it was Deku's turn.
This is still very all for one
But
focused, though.
just as he's about to collapse, Class A appears, ready to bring him back from the darkness. And this is the point where people really started going ham, trying to figure out who was going to be the one that will bring Deku back. Is it going to be Uraraka, who is going to swoop in with her love confession and make Deku realize that he has other people in his life worth caring about? Or will it be Bakugo, who will come swooping in with his apology for all the bullying, which will remind Deku that he has
now
people in his
we
life
got
worth
that
caring
too.
about? Well, it was neither. It was Ida. And it's the coolest shit ever.
It is the
Ida
coolest.
is one of the most tragic My Hero Academia characters, not because of anything in his story, but because he's criminally underused. And when it comes to the ranking of did they need a moment, Ida definitely comes out on top out of these three, although Uraraka ranks in as a close second. So already from a standpoint of
I agree
which
with
character
them.
do you give the shine to,
I totally
this
agree
is a
with
great
him.
move. But more importantly, I think it's brilliant how this intersects with the narrative that Ida has so far had with Deku. To Ida, Deku was the one that pulled him out of his lone mission to avenge his brother. A solo op that he thought only he could do because he felt he had to bear this burden. He felt the responsibility to cut everyone else off and just push forward despite how much it was hurting him and despite how destructive it was to him and his own career. Sound familiar? Deku now is doing the exact same. He has pretty much forgotten the lesson that he imparted onto Ida, that heroism is not something that you can consistently do alone. Heroism intersects with altruism, and because of that, it will always have to at least somewhat interact with social community, with collaborative effort. And the scene of the Class A fight against Deku embodies that perfectly. A big
I don't have
part
anything
as to
bad to
why
say
Deku
about this.
feels that he has to do it alone is power scaling. He realizes that because of his 6 quirks and his mastery of One for All, and the daunting power of Shigaraki that he has now seen for himself in the war, he believes that no one but him and the top heroes can really stand up to this threat. And because he has One for All and is therefore the only one that could be resistant to having his quirks stolen, he himself is even more of a special position. So he cuts himself off from everyone because he doesn't want to endanger people that simply aren't ready for this fight. And Class A shows up and shows him why that is bullshit. They may individually not have the power to withstand him, as it's shown when he manages to get away from every single one of them one at a time. But when they combine forces, when they plan ahead, and when they unify their desire to save him, they come up with a plan that stumps him and catches up to him. Todoroki's ice slide, Momo's...
There are some problems here. Like, there is like a little bit of propaganda. I'll get your point, Jason, because you're saying something there. Like, we have to keep in mind, this is Izuku going easy on them. Had Izuku actually hit every single one of them, they won't be able to catch up. They only catch up because Izuku let them catch up by not being neutralizing enough. Like, that should be remembered.
Rails, Mina's Acid Man, Todoroki's Flash Freeze Heat Wave, Bakugo's Explosions, Uraraka's Zero Gravity, and Ida's Turbo. All of them, combined with everything that's happened before, Dark Shadow grabbing and pushing Deku, Minetta's Anal Beads, all of them.
I love that he makes the anal beads joke because I like making the anal bait joke. But he's forgetting other things. Also, All For One's pressure on Izuku. All For One's pressure on Izuku like caused this, but also his current weakened state is from that as well.
Together.
It's not just the kids coming together. All For One helped them out in this situation as well. Mind you, he caused it, but he helps them out inadvertently.
And make Ida surpass Deku, catching up to him while Deku is using faux 100%. And once they reunite in the sky, in the 7th anniversary chapter of the series, Ida repeats to Deku the words Deku told him in the 1st anniversary chapter of the series. Meddling when you're not asked to is the essence of being a hero.
Oh, that's so nice.
In the stormy sky among the clouds, Ida pushes Deku back into heroism because he reminds him that when you are together, when you have your friends to back you up, when you have your community to help you, you can achieve greater things than you could ever while you're alone. And while this kinda does lean into Nakama energy, it does have an interesting twist to it. A big part of My Hero Academia is that Deku is different from those that came before him, because those that came before him were classical hero and villain figures, All For One and All Might, who
I
did
agree with them.
everything by themselves. All For One was the sole emperor of his dark kingdom, while All Might was the sole beacon of hope in a dark world. Deku is supposed to be the one that unifies powers not through force, not through omnipotence, not through monolithic status, but through heroism, through building a heroic community, through lifting people up alongside him and not pushing them away because they can't keep up. And Ida, the character that once upon a time went on a solo vengeance mission, comes back to remind him of that. And I think that is such a beautiful and strong way of tying this all back together. Class 1A as a cast of characters is notoriously contested, but as I've said for literal years, they are not characters by themselves. They are a tool for the world building to characterize itself through. They are an element of the world. They're not 20 people. They are a community. And that is why this encounter and why this story matters. Hey, as always, thank you for watching, and a big thank you to...
I think his points in general were alright, but I think there was a lot of sensationalism in that one. Like, for my taste. But, I'm going back to your guys' points. Let's see, Japan. And there's still no, there's no spoilers from Atsushi that I can see here, guys. I don't know if they're done. I'll check now. Oh. Going to do this. Switching back. Alright, cool. Let's see. You know, it might not be Trader, because I think Atsushi would have freaked out if it was Trader, right? Okay, let's see. Because nationalism fight is, let's see, vigilante with a huge asterisk, legally licensed. The sacrifice is not just physical, heroics. A form of sacrifice Izuku would do as a hero would be conforming to a compromise of accepting his friends and letting them fight with the risk of them dying. Let's see. Self-sacrifice is shelter not only to Izuku but his friends. Izuku is just applying the wrong form of sacrifice. Agreed. Even if a hero was, you still get the ideas of hero applied to other professions like firemen, police, and even doctors and nurses. I agree with that. But self-sacrifice is a completely good thing. People think that they'd be the only ones that would get hurt by self-sacrifice, but they don't look at. That's very true too, right? But that's the tunnel vision aspect. But that's the point. True heroism is self-sacrifice, and for some that isn't applicable, since being a hero is a job for many. So I think the point is valid that All Might had to say it. Oh, okay. You're saying that All Might had to say it because of the possible situation in the world where some people don't realize it's about self-sacrifice. Okay. If you're saying it like that, Jason, I understand. I understand better what you're saying. Gotcha. What if it's just a normal face like, hey, here's what I look like out of costume? Jazz, that would be great. Yeah, how Class 1A is as good as Sleep the 5D Izuku. Trip, imagine if you... Poison, I'm not sure, because we're still waiting for something, and Atsushi hasn't said anything. 10:49. We are way past 20 minutes. So I don't know. Oh, spoiler panel is out revealing Thing's face. Oh, I got you now. Let's see. All right. Where's the spoiler panel, guys? What side are we looking at? Is it on the Midoriya account? Because I don't see it. Oh, okay. Thank you, Jason. Thank you for your patience on that one, man. So there's a shot of Ochako here. I'm looking at the Midoriya account. Oh, Momo gets a moment where she gets to talk. Manga helpers. Alright, gotcha. Thanks, man. Gonna check manga helpers right now. And let's see. Miguel said, even if Izuku allows his friends to cooperate, it's still a form of self-sacrifice because Izuku's risking losing a friend. We do have to also like point out for that interpretation, we have to assume that Izuku does in fact know better, right? That's like the one of the big points of contention. Does Izuku in fact know better? I think yeah. I think Izuku does know better. The fact that it took all of them coming together to catch up to tired out Izuku is pretty funny. Okay, 13. So what's up with 13? Why did she get this particular panel? Manga helper's got the speed force? Yeah. She's adorbs. That looks like the face of a traitor to me. I don't know about you guys, but that looks like the face of a traitor. Let me see if I can find... Is there... I wonder if there's anything else here. Also, I thought the 13 whole thing was like, whole body was a black hole. Nah, man. That's a misconception. Like, 13 was wounded back when Kurogiri messed her up. So the fact that she could be wounded, just flat out, right? It tells us all we need to know. I'm trying to see if I can find a translation for that 13 panel, but I don't see any on Twitter. It's just a lot of people kind of thirsting over her. God, man. You know, sometimes people float the idea of making internet not anonymous, and in some way I just see like all these people with anime profile things, and it's just like, yeah, you know, I wonder if they were not anonymous, I wonder if that would make a difference. I wonder if that would make a difference in how much they talk. But yeah, okay, that's a cool one. Oh, did I? Sorry, Time Man. Let me look. Oh, imagine if the UA barrier is not even going to be useful. Villains approach the barrier and a wall gun of turrets pop out before use is shut down by the traitor. I see it happening. That would suck, man. Oh, there it is. Oh, he opens his eyes. Okay, alright guys. This is going to be interesting. We're in for it now. Yo, good point on Facebook, man. Oh, Viz, I did want to say, like, just for Ocean's video, I do think, like, when he was talking about, like, what Ida meant to him, I think that was, like, a really good part of the video, but I think, like, all the, like, premising before that, probably the weakest part. But it just feels like he kind of had to fill up a script to get the time. That's what it kind of felt like to me there. Okay, so this is the end of tech spoilers, guys. I'm actually so... Yeah, I'm into this too, man. This is good. I'm just happy we're done with this. Alright. Okay, let me read this. When Izuku opens his eyes, they're nearing UA. Number 13 is together with them. We finally see her face. UA barrier is now active, and it looks like a giant iron fortress. Great. Great. Your fortress is solid. Great. In any other world, that would be fine. But hopefully there's an energy barrier. The students start bragging about his defensive capacity, saying that Izuku will be safe no matter what happens. But then a bunch of civilians start protesting. They say they can't let Izuku into UA because he's the boy who Shigaraki's going after. Oh my god. President Mike tries to control them, but they continue talking about how his presence puts everyone in danger, and that in that case it would be safer for all of them to have stayed home. Izuku hears all of it and starts walking, apparently ready to leave, but then Ochako grabs his hand and says it's fine. We see her narration saying that she can't let this opportunity that Ida back when the other created go to waste. The chapter ends with her question. Chapter ends with her question of who will save the heroes when they're in pain, and a shot of Ochako turning back. I'm happy that Ida got a chapter for himself. I'm happy that Bakugo got a chapter pretty much for himself. I am on paper happy that Ochako will maybe get a chapter for herself. But good God. God. And yes, screw the civilians. Let's see. How did? Yeah, they must have leaked. Let's see. So the civilians know about One for All. They know about something. Uraraka gets a good moment. Let's see. A break after the chapter. Yeah, Jazz. There's a break because it's the Olympics. Maybe. Didn't the rat give them permission to come back? Yeah, they did. They did. There it goes. Uraraka bringing hope. Please tell me the Ochako moment starts next chapter, but gets interrupted by UA attack. I would love a Dobby attack to be the reason she gets caught off again. Literally just saved a hero who was in pain. I know. Like. What answer is she gonna come up with that hasn't already been seen in excruciating detail? Hope Odie was referring to that scene. No, there's no way, man. There's no way. There's no way he's referring to that this, man. God. Why? Loki, I want to see the class A parent designs. It would be interesting if some of the other parents protest. That'd be interesting, yeah. Let me just meditating on that freaking moment. It's okay to cry. This really ruined it for me. Trip really hates that Uraraka rhetoric. Oh, you better not drop the ball. Trip, we Mineta get a chapter to himself? Man, at that point, I really appreciate it. I would appreciate Mineta getting a chapter to himself. I really hope he doesn't. Man, I do want to see Aoyama and Toru, though. We already know the answer to that question. So does Ochako. They just showed her the answer. I'm sick of this line. Excuse the language, man. It's on my last nerve. You all are there to help him. You guys are friends. You help each other. Uraraka's question is getting annoying. The answer is friendship. I'm hoping that her narrating her question again is now knowing the answer. Please, Ochako. I'm glad that you guys humor me, man. Like, but I don't know. You know what? If Ochako has a giant moment where she smacks down the civilians as part of this, then I have no problem with it. I don't understand what they meant by turning back. Do you guys understand what they mean by turning back? So Izuku hears this, starts walking apparently, but Ochako grabs his hand and says it's fine. And then she turns back, so she turns back towards the crowd. I do hope Ochako is the one to tell these people to shut up. Because I will invoke Miguel here. Because Miguel talked about, like, Ochako might be aiming towards something about making, in general, the community being nicer to the heroes, right? Ochako might be going towards more people understanding what the heroes are going through as a side effect of who will save the heroes when they're in pain. So if Ochako has a moment where she talks down the people, that'd be very interesting. I think I personally would be very, very happy with that. But God, man, I'm not... Just that line... What does she think is happening in Izuku's head when he falls unconscious in Bakugo's arms? What does she think's happening there? Like, how does she internalize that? But yeah, we'll have to see. I think that's the best way to go about this. Have Ochako just be the one to tell them to shut up. Heck, have Aoyama and Hagakure be the ones to tell them to shut up too. I think I'd be very happy with that. Yeah, it'd be cool if she calls out the public to yeah, she calls out the public, yeah. Uraraka's going to talk no jutsu. The civilians and their parents are going to be the first ones to support her. People don't listen to those who yell angrily at them. Well, Ochako's not really like a super angry person. I'm really interested in seeing what exactly the UA barrier looks like. Me too. I'm gonna be very underwhelmed if there's not some kind of energy barrier in some layer of this UA barrier, because it's like Shigaraki's gonna destroy that. Heck, man, Shigaraki can be... How many blocks did Shigaraki take out last time? He can be, like, what, 10 blocks away and destroy UA. That's ridiculous. like Kevin. Oh wait. Tyree said like Kevin Smith telling He-Man fans to grow up, and it's like, bro, you do not want to tell them to grow up. Remember Toa killed all those people with zero gravity? When's Ochako going to power up a quirk to that level? It's a mental thing, man. It's a mental thing. Who helps heroes when they need saving? The people who they save. Oh, obviously Vaughn. Will listen only if given a reason to. Uraraka about the gunhead martial arts hip toss. Every one of those naysayers. Yo, if she goes gunhead martial arts, that'd be pretty hilarious too. Horikoshi's gonna need some really compelling wording to convince readers and the manga public, but I feel Hori's gonna try to push it with artwork. Oh, that's a good one, because artwork will save a lot of... You know how people are. If they see something pretty, they'll 100% be in on it. Which, no shame. That's just how things work. Deku's the reason they couldn't even think of going home. It wasn't for him, the country would be even worse off. Yes. Heroes have been able to swallow their emotions and say things in a way people agree with. I'm assuming that they have some way withstanding Shigaraki's decay, since it was specifically Shigaraki that breached the old UA barrier, and everyone knows that Shigaraki can now decay. I hope so, White Despair. I hope so. What if the volume release thing with her having a microphone is her explaining the situation to the civilians? Oh, I didn't see that. But okay, yeah. Yeah, sure, man. Like, if Ochako comes in here and she talks these people down, I will 100% accept that. Although I'll be very scared, because that might be the hope moment for reals now. If Ochako is actually able to change public opinion at the UA shelter, that might be the big hope moment. But that said, I don't know if I feel that despaired, you know? I think I felt a little bit worse during the war. I don't feel like I'm in the saddest place. Yeah, I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure. What if Ochako tells Villain to shut up, Bakugo is the one to do it, and gives them more breaks because nothing goes as planned and they always be damaged? Yeah, if Bakugo steals Ochako's moment, that'd be hilarious. But to speak of patterns, given that Kirishima got his little moment here with Ida, I'm now really hoping that Toru and Aoyama and Hagakure get their next moment afterward. Although, I really hope there's no traitor reveal. Because, like, Kirishima got one moment here with Ida. If Aoyama gets the next moment coupled with Ochako's moment, that leaves Hagakure out. Oh, I hope not. Let's see. Wait, you guys are saying something. Explaining how tired Deku is because he's been working on stuff to save people and heroes could need support to work too. A third of the panels... a third of the city in one attack, yet Nezu and the students still seem confident in the barrier. Okay. Yeah. I hope so, man. We should have a bunch of panels to show... and a couple show Kirishima catching the two. Okay, gotcha. I will go check them out right now. Sorry, guys. It's getting late, so my eyes are just getting kind of tired. Oh. Real homies die. Okay. Love your content. In the Volume 31 extras, there was a sketch of Uraraka yelling into a microphone bullhorn, and she was crying. Oh, okay. So this is what everyone's referring to. Okay, cool. Okay, if that is a preview, that's really, really cool. Obviously, the barrier is made out of Shigaraki's hair, so his quirk won't work like... Oh, yo, XL Plus? Actually, that'd be interesting. The trader feels like it's way too late now. Like, it doesn't feel right to have a trader anymore. Yo, Bon, I don't know, man. Is it sad? I wouldn't mind that Horikoshi kills off Ochako. Her presence just bothers me. I never want that female... Oh my gosh, Ty. You've gone full... Wow. She's really gotten to you, man. I understand, Ty. I understand. I could just do without the rhetoric. It was me all along who betrayed you. Why? Because no one cared that my room looked like Mineta. She will tell them that Izuku is the real protection and is the only one who can fully protect against All for One. Yeah, that's a good one. Traitor is going to be the reason why UA Barry doesn't work. God. Barry becomes the Deus Ex Machina needed to defeat All for One. Maybe a part of the school is mobile and they can fly. Yeah! That would be so cool! A flying fortress. Yo, Jason. There is that one color panel of Izuku looking like he's in apocalypse mode, and there is a flying blimp behind him. What if that is UA? Yes, Jason, this is a good idea. Jason, this is a very good idea. I like this. I need to find this color. I think I might have it saved in my archive. It's high. Yeah, it's what was it? School high? High. Yeah, I don't remember that one. I know what you're talking about. High sky? Is it high sky? No. Okay. Yo, back to the hair thing. Like that hair thing, I think that's a really good idea. Because it could have been, you know, maybe Central Hospital got a sample of Shigaraki's hair and they were like, yo, man, sky high. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Sky high. Let's see. Anyway, yeah, they got Bakugo's hair. Maybe they cloned him. Or not cloned him, but maybe they made a lot of copies of his hair. And then they infused that into the barrier. That'd be really neat. I'd actually be very interested if Central Hospital comes in for the save yet again. I think so, XL. They have a teleport to Central Hospital. Well, obviously. Guy, come on. How could they not have a teleport to Central Hospital? So I'm just trying to find that color page. I don't have it in my archive. So I'm just going to the wiki. I'm going to see if I can find it in the gallery because I just want to look at it again. It's just, maybe this is it. Maybe UA actually will blast themselves off into the sky when Shigaraki comes a-pounding. I agree, Kayla. He should have done a better job. I'm feeling sorry for... Oh, Kayla. Yeah, no, man. It's a rough moment. I just feel bad that everyone found out. God, that's terrible. Let's see. Come on. There's color pages of these kids everywhere. Oh, there it is. Okay, I found it. It's volume 90... Wait, not 94. That's maybe chapter 94's thing? It's loading up for me right now. Oh, I don't know which one this is, but whatever. Yeah, looking at it, you know, Izuku is wearing the yellow cape, and then there's a giant flying machine. I think this might be it. This might be symbolism. That was, in fact, UA. That's actually the true form of the UA barrier. It's a giant fish. Actually, now I'm like, that'd be really cool if it is. Dang it, that'd be very cool if it is. Flying Fortress is very comic booky. Agreed. I agree. Let's see. All right. Cool. Looking through. Okay, that would be cool that the support class made you way into Flying Fortress. May's greatest baby. Nezu isn't human enough for the students to believe. Let's see. I'm really hoping this is a brief moment of hope before things go completely crap. Chapter sounds good. You know what? I'd actually be very happy with maybe 3 chapters of hope. You know, I'd like to chill. I'd like to take a break. I'd like to hear about the funeral. I'd like to hear about how people are doing. I'd like to have All Might come back and talk to Izuku and them. All Might's not here. Yeah, man, I'd like to take a break. I'm tired, you know. Central Hall have a mobile command with all the best way to save people observably. How are this really allowed to go in and out of you? That's a safety concern. Easy to breach. Yeah. Mangakas have a thing for animal-looking fortresses, definitely. Deku Raga holding hands is sweet. I haven't seen the images of that yet, but I'll hold it for tomorrow. Anyway, guys, overall... Oh, Deku is trending with 23.9 thousand tweets. That's nice. But yeah, guys. All right. Overall, I'm very happy with this. I think this was... I'm very happy Kirishima got something as well. Yeah, I can't find many things to dislike from this round of spoilers. And there's nothing that's jumping out as like super concerning for me. But I don't know if I'm being biased by just the good feels right now. Yeah, Ochako comes in with that terrible line. But now that I know about that whole thing of Ochako screaming into a mic, I'm actually very excited to see that maybe she's going to be able to do something worthwhile here, which I'm 100% in for. I feel really good about this. I want to be feel good for like the next 4 chapters. You know what? No, give me 20 chapters of feel good. I don't care. Give me a like another training arc. Give me a prepare for war training arc. I don't care. I will defend it. When it comes to the anime and people start complaining about it, I will defend it 100%. Give me 20 chapters comparable, and I'll be extremely happy. A few moments of chill would be nice, but I want things to be going on in the background to cement the idea that things are going to go wrong soon, but also they can't rest for long. I feel that. I understand. I know I've said this one before, but I say it again. Who saves the heroes when they need essential hospital? Yes. During the chill chapters, Hody could just throw certain ships together here too. Yeah, would you want? Yeah, I would. If ships start coming out and everyone's talking to each other, I know a good chunk of the Twitter audience is gonna. This is where we can use them, and they'll be so happy that everyone else is just gonna be swept up into positivity. I think if we get some ships happening, that's probably a good way to go about it. I really feel like All Might isn't coming back for a while. Oof, that's scary. Is Deku trending because of grape juice? Nah, it's probably trending because of the spoilers. The new has a picture of Midnight that looks like something used at her funeral. Oh, I did see that one. I thought it was very pretty. Dobby is in the crowd 100%. I hope All For One pulls a Bane from Dark Rise and allows Izuku some hope and peace, then snatches away from him to destroy his will. I mean, again, if I was All For One and if you guys were All For One, that's what we would be doing. We would be making Izuku know that he cannot run away from our evil. I hope during the chill chapters we get Mineta Momo confirmed instead of waiting until the epilogue. Terry? I'll keep my fingers crossed for you. Oh, hey, Quizzer. He's going to start talking and Dobby's going to pull out his hood to respond. I'd like the next arc to be Class 1A rounding up villains leading up to the final battle. Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool. Remember when we thought Hawks was going to get retired due to his wings getting burned, but then Central Hospital happened? Such times. I know, right? Central Hospital. Want to feel good, but what impact does Uraraka have that people will listen to her? I'm hoping she says kind of doubting it a little. That's pretty much all it's going to be, right, Poison? It has to be a convincing speech. The question is, can Horikoshi tell that speech? I don't know. Maybe. It might be funny if she just takes Izuku, runs away with him, and takes him to his bedroom. And hugs him. That'd be funny. Let's see. Give the real Izuku versus 2A for training for the later war. Yeah, who nurses nurses when they need nursing? Nurses? Definitely not more nurses. No way. Oh, Jazz. What the? Yo, Jazz, what happened with your message? It was deleted by the moderator team? The Google moderator team? What did Jazz say? Jazz must have said something no. Sorry to ask, but not sure if you've seen Dragon Maid, but does no kind of... Oh, no, Maggie and Kirby, I don't watch Dragon Maid, man. Don't watch Dragon Maid. But anyway, guys, how are the civilians allowed to... Isn't that... Oh, yeah, right, the safety hazard. You know, safety and UA, they've never really gone together in a sentence, unless is not safe is after UA. Yeah, I don't see it. If I was All For One, I would have simply stolen an overhaul and repaired my own body. None of this having a copy of my conscience taking over my apprentice. I've trained to be independent for 15 years. Yeah, why that happened? Won't Kaminai to show some interest in Jiro to set that up? Run to that bedroom, Jackal. Definitely, Kayla. I never thought Hawk's wings were that bad because the wings have a regeneration factor within them and they weren't physically ripped out. Cool mod team. I didn't catch Jazz's thing too, yeah. I basically just said that I want Kaminai and Jiro to show interest in each other and if there was a break. Yeah. Get Deku asking out for you and me crushing you. Oh, yeah, that'd be good too. We'll only have the one copy take over after she can act herself versus as my lower servants. Moderator doesn't want Kaminari x Jiro to happen, unfortunately. You'd think my Mineta Momo would be deleted, not Kamijiro. Yeah, I'm not too sure, man. Ah, good night, Jason. At that point, though, guys, it is pretty late for me, too, so I'm going to call it in 3 minutes. I'm going to start saying the good nights. Like, there's 46 people here, so I'm not going to get all the names. So I'm just going to say, like, good night to Gohan, Jason, Terry, Sam. If you have any last-minute questions, like, let me know now. But we'll be back tomorrow to talk more about this. Good night to Viz, Matt, Quiz, Kayla. We had a bunch of new people here this night too. XL Plus, Terry, Miguel, Poison Tree, Animamus, Mark. Let's see. Viz said, I genuinely cannot wait for Izuku to be clean again. I love his solo arc, but definitely want him to go back to costume Gamma again. Oh, speaking of clean, the bath. What if Izuku gets to have like a hot spring bath with all the boys? I'm sure that'll get the shippers going, so that'll win us the fight for downtime. Did you know what I noticed of her? She almost... Okay, no, I got that. Maybe there'll be an Izuku Uraraka scene in the movie tomorrow. Oh yeah, did you see Tokoyami and Kaminari? Those are cool. Tokoyami and Kaminari look cool together. Oh! No, I didn't. I'll have to look at that. I just hope they give Mirko a prosthetic arm. I think it's going to happen, Miguel. Speaking of Overhaul, you think we'll see Izuku talk to Overhaul soon with Eddie and Mirio? Maybe. I think that'd be really neat. Speaking for Yumi, do you think Dobby will steal her ice quirk to go along with his fire? I hope not. Anyway, going back to like the idea of seeing Overhaul again, I feel like we have to see Nagant again as well. So if we go to the hospital, that'd be pretty cool. If they did save Hawks, they might as well do that for Mirko. Let's see. Good night, Trip. Blah, blah, blah. Recently, there was an image of a Chaco yelling someone. Is that probably going to happen? Yes. Okay, cool. Great. So good night to Ty, Miguel, John, Sar, Madman, Terry, Sam, Matt, and Kayla. Yeah, you guys all rock. Stay safe. Don't do anything crazy. I can imagine a scene with Izuku in the shower thinking about all this happened. Yeah. And stay healthy. Ending the stream in 5, 4, 3. Wait, I had a question for you that I really want to know. Do you play Genshin on phone? How do you make the streams then? No, I play Genshin on PS4. Anyway, yeah. The volume also expands on the tutorial fact that there are more images of Endeavor looking like a scary monster and Ray being absolutely horrified. Oh, okay. Interesting. But yeah. Have a good night, everyone.